We should be live.
Okay, good. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to Three Galaxies. When last we left, you guys were, well, Xavier had a heart-to-heart with his daughter, with Lucas there for support in a very, very literal sense. And the rest of you were in the process of planning a method for, I believe, embarrassing and perhaps driving off the station Prince LeBeau
Yeah.
of Noble
So,
Station.
I might be going a different direction.
Oh, okay.
With that. So here's the question. I would like some information. And I would like my character to gather it in character.
Okay, sure. Okay. So the question would be, trying to think of. Now, I know you guys had said you wanted to do this while Xavier was talking to his daughter. It doesn't have to go that way. I'm trying to think if you guys would have time for Isaac to gather information beforehand, which I think. Not. So here's what I would say: you are more than welcome to gather information. That, for better or worse, might push back the confrontation with LeBeau, because I believe Xavier went to go speak to his daughter pretty much right after talking to Pa.
Yep.
So, and that might be better for you guys. I don't know. So,
Well,
yes, you can certainly do that.
Let me qualify what I'm trying to get. I have a database of the CCW law. Or we can just wait for Xavier to come back. I'm really interested right now in what kind of diplomatic immunity he has, how it extends, because, like, I'm guessing it's just diplomatic immunity for this station because he's from another station and he's a royal. But I would imagine that if I were to, say, go to a different state and break a federal law, like, if he were to break a CCW law, he would still be punished by the CCW, no matter what. I'm just curious about that kind of angle.
Got it.
It's true. I mean, a diplomat could murder someone in another country, and he doesn't get diplomatic immunity for that. That's
Correct,
that's a real world example. So,
There
in
are
other words,
limits, of course.
but yeah, Burns' character is looking for a loophole in his diplomatic
Yes,
immunity.
essentially. And I have a database of CCW stuff, CCW law, that I got way back on Center.
That is true. Yeah, you do. All right. Okay, then let's just handle this quickly and easily. Just roll me a D100. You don't have the skill, but you do have the database, correct?
Yes, and if I recall correctly, we said it was like it acted as a 50% in the skill or something like that.
That's what that's what I believe was. So go ahead and roll me a D100.
Let's go for that. 19.
Okay, good. And I was going to say, even if you failed, it still wouldn't necessarily be a failure because you're looking for a very specific thing. You know, if you have a database and you're looking for a very specific thing, you're going to find it. It's more just a matter of how long it takes. Right? Yeah. But it doesn't take you very long. So you need to do about 20 minutes of reading, a few minutes of searching, 20 minutes of reading, because for two reasons, Isaac. One, because there's a lot of laws to go through, and two, because it's legalese. Now, with your IQ, you can understand it, but you're going to have to read it a few times.
That's fair.
To kind of, like, wait, what did I just... Okay, so then that... okay, that's a weird way to say it, but okay. So the gist you get after about 20 minutes of reading is that diplomatic immunity is a CCW law, not a Frontier Station law, but Frontier Station falls technically underneath CCW law. Therefore, it is supposed to be subject to the same things. Diplomatic immunity is that any nobles or diplomats or visiting dignitaries of importance from one planet to another are granted blanket diplomatic immunity within the CCW. So if one CCW planet's nobility goes to another CCW planet's nobility, they have a certain level of diplomatic immunity simply because the CCW cannot be expected to know all the laws of every single planet. It gets very complicated, so they kind of just say, boom, here's a set of rules, and the rules are basically as follows. Any crime that is not a capital offense, i.e., murder, manslaughter, attempted murder with malice, which you'll oddly note there that attempted murder of passion is not included on this list. So, in other words, exactly. It's not included on this list of exemptions. So, anything that's not murder, attempted murder with malice, manslaughter with negligence, or the theft of a very high number value of money, as in the number is actually over 200 million credits.
Okay.
Or treason. If it is anything other than those 5 things listed, yes,
right.
that's rape. Yes. Sorry, my mind just doesn't go to that. But yes,
well, you know what? I don't blame
included.
you. That's good that your mind doesn't go to that, my friend. Unfortunately, as a guy who studied a lot of forensic psychology, unfortunately, mine does. That's the capital offenses.
Correct.
Yeah.
Any of those 6 things are diplomatic
Excused.
immunity will not be will excuse you from it. Pretty much anything short of that, and I must also stress they must be convicted of such things. If there is a body of evidence that highly suggests that if there is reason to accuse them of it, they can be held for trial, but really diplomatic immunity will still apply to them until they are found guilty. Which, an interesting thing you'll note of these laws is if they are found guilty of any of these capital offenses, they can then also be found guilty for any crimes. Basically, it's stripped from them. Yeah.
Okay.
So get defrocked.
Mm-hmm.
If we were to get him to admit that he nearly tried to rape a 14-year-old girl,
He didn't try to... Well, okay, with all due respect, and it's weird me saying this, him putting his hand on her knee, being sexually suggestive, that's not akin to...
I understand. He was trying to force himself upon her. Right?
He was propositioning her, right? Oh my god, I can't believe we got so dark with this.
It's a 14-year-old girl.
You know what? I'm not there. You do whatever you want.
I will say that, and Xavier could have passed this along. He made physical advances. That would not really be considered the same thing. Sleazy, scummy, and illegal given her age. But
you would argue that would be
given her age.
Assault in some form, right?
Exactly.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. You said illegal given her age, right?
Yes. However, that is not. That is protected by diplomatic immunity.
That is protected. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a capital offense.
What does this game become?
Man,
Talking about a guy feeling up a 14-year-old. Welcome to 3 Galaxies, everyone.
My gosh.
So
I
find no loopholes. Essentially, I find no loopholes.
No, I didn't say that. I'm just giving you what is there.
What has he done that we can use to loophole this, or is there nothing
that you know of?
Yes.
I mean, that you know of. The only crime he's broken is propositioning an underage girl.
Okay, and that is protected.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, my plan will have to continue then.
I feel like one of those scummy lawyers that knows his defendants should go to jail.
All right,
that's okay. Karma's a bitch, and we're karma police.
All right. I'm good to get into this meeting with the guy.
Okay. Okay, so who all... I would say, honestly, here's what I would say. If it's going to take about 20 minutes or so to do the research, that would be more than enough time for Lucas and Xavier to have had their chat. It wouldn't be enough time at all to have Susanna released, so she'd still be in the cell. But if either of you two or both of you two wanted to be a part of this chat, you could be.
Yeah. Hell yeah! I want to look this guy in his stupid face. Sure. I haven't met him yet.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I want to be there. So pretty much what would happen is after saying, we're gonna fix this, Susanna will be back. Xavier would probably get on the radio and be like, "Hey, I haven't heard any broadcast yet, guys. What's up?" And you could maybe say,
I was trying to find a loophole with the law, but the whole diplomatic community is pretty fucking solid. So unless we find something else that he has done with evidence of it, he is going to keep that. I have another plan, but I can brief you back on the ship.
Xavier says, "Well, I'm thinking of a plan B as well. Hopefully this public shame will be enough for him, but if he weasels his way out, we can come at him another way. But let's stick with our current plan since we have pause support and we are able to at least broadcast at least a little bit of what's going on with this guy. Let's keep up with the meeting. Anna set one up with him. Right?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. So he's like, is it okay if I crash it? Where are you meeting him?
At the hotel. In his room.
Okay. Oh, in his room. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, what's up, Anna?
Okay, out of character. So I wasn't joking when I said, unless we trick him into attempting to murder us, Anna can fake dead with psychic abilities. Can we somehow set it up to look like he murdered her?
Yes! Oh my god, yes! Okay, this is what we're gonna do.
Shit.
This is what we're gonna do. Oh my, see, this is why, okay, I mentioned this on Piph's stream before we played, but I actually regretted this, regretted the plan, because what I did is I came up with a plan and then hoped our abilities would be able to fill into it. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to look at our character's abilities and come up with a plan on that. So that's what fucking you're doing right now, Mackenzie. Great job. So this is what we do. We take some blood of yours, right? And we're going to plant you in his room. This is what we're going to do. We're going to knock him out, right? We're going to knock him out.
Yes.
We're going to put him aside.
Oh my God.
We're going to put some of your blood all over the place. You're going to look like you're dead. We're going to call the cops, and it's going to look like he killed you.
Okay, here's the only thing about this. We just can't let her actually get, like, a actual doctor or any machines looking at her, because then they'll be like, no, she's fucking alive. But from, like, a person checking her pulse, for all intents and purposes, she's dead.
What psychic power is this?
This is death trance.
Yeah, I figured it was. Let me read up on this just to double check.
I have it right in front of me. Do you want me to
Xavier pauses for a moment and be like, if I can get myself a white jacket, I can change my face and I can masquerade as the doctor. I get called in. I say you're dead.
Oh man!
And I start a whole scandal, and we start a rumor, throughout the entire station that he killed
let's
her.
do this.
Right?
We can also do poison, because, and this might get risky, we can literally put poison in her if we really want to, because if she goes in the death trance, it just kind of pauses it, but we just have to get it out of her before
No.
We'll
do the pretend you're dead thing. We gotta just take your blood. So I can't be involved in this at all, right? So I'm gonna stay back while you guys are getting set up with the blood and the scheme and everything like that. I'm gonna try to get myself some sort of. He says, "Wait a second. If I'm an off-duty doctor, and I'm just at the hotel, I know what I'll do. I'll dress really nice like a doctor who's off duty, right? And while you're planning the murder, I'm going to check in at the front desk saying, I'm Dr. So-and-so. Then one of you guys comes screaming in, oh, there's been a murder. It's horrible. Is there anyone a doctor? I'm a doctor. Off I go. Boom, boom, boom. No problem.
Oh, dude.
And now Squee is like, what the fuck are my players doing? Anyway, what? Laura?
I was gonna say, first of all, I fucking love this. Second, if we get him, like, blackout drunk, he's not gonna know what the fuck happened.
Anna can do that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, make him drunk.
Do it.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Here's the best thing.
God.
The best thing is we could actually make him think he did it. Because we get him blackout drunk, we actually set everything up. And then he wakes up,
and he's not a doctor. He'll notice that she's not, Anna isn't breathing, or there's no pulse, so he won't know.
He's an idiot. He's gonna be hungover. He's gonna be panicking. This is gonna be fantastic.
oh my god!
Maybe,
So we have-
maybe we don't even have to swear his name. Maybe he'll be so scared he'll leave the station. He'll drop everything and run. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so all we need to do. So Xavier has a nice suit. He can change his face a little bit. That's no problem, right? You just have to give me a heads up when he's drunk, or when you hear something. Like, just give me a heads up when I should go to the front desk, or you know what I mean? Because timing is important, right? Because if I'm going to masquerade as a doctor, I don't want to check in a half hour ahead of time. I guess I could come up with an excuse why I'm milling about. Ooh, yeah. I can come up with an excuse. I'll handle myself. Don't worry. I'll make sure I'm in the area when someone calls for help.
Well, you just
can
check in
always-
and then stay at the bar.
Yes, exactly.
Go up to your room for an hour, go to the bar.
Yeah. And I have the money to pay for a room. That's for damn sure. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Do we have to finally establish what Anna's alcohol tolerance is?
I don't know. You can fake
Maybe
it.
a little bit. I mean, to be fair, this guy's probably going to be like showing off the best alcohol he has, and
So
like if you can, you can probably trick him into drinking like a shit ton.
Okay, I have a question. Because we kind of did this in the past, but I want to make sure. We have a certain ring that we got from Cyrene.
Oh,
And
it's the
it's- I
have the
poison
ring.
resist
It's
or
the
whatever?
poison.
Yeah,
Does that count as for alcohol poisoning? I
that's
guess
what
it
I was going
could.
to ask, because alcohol technically is poisonous to your body.
Anything's poisonous if you take enough of it, so I'd have to say yes.
But what
So
about the
you could-
effects? Do you still feel the effects of alcohol?
Yeah, so here's what I would say the ring would do. Yes, because if you think about it, what makes you drunk is not what kills you with alcohol poisoning.
Mhm.
Alcohol
That's true.
poisoning is your liver being overloaded and shutting down. Getting drunk is, I'm not sure of the details, but I believe it has something to do with the brain.
It does. Oh,
Yeah.
entirely has to do with the brain. Certain hormones and other chemical reactions happen that gives you like the spins, makes you inhibited. Yeah, it affects. Yeah. Neurotransmitters fire off in the brain. I won't be a big nerd, but yeah.
So
yeah.
what I'll say, and we'll have to remember that this would have to apply to any quote unquote poison, is that the ring would not make you immune to its symptoms per se, but it would protect you from serious harm.
Mm-hmm.
So say you took a poison that made you loopy or throw up or something, that might still happen, but you wouldn't suffer the damaging effects of a poison. Does that make sense?
I still kind of want the ring though, just in case. Like, I'm okay with
I'll
dealing
give it
with
to you. I'll give it
Yeah.
to you.
This all escalated very quickly.
Oh yes, it
Look.
did.
Look, we know this. We make jokes those turn into plans. This is how this always works.
I'm still upset we never did our 3 people in one trench coat plan. That was amazing. I don't know
I mean,
why
if
we
you
decided
want
not
Kit
to
to
do
be at the
that.
bottom, they can.
I am simultaneously appalled and yet having trouble finding any sympathy for your target. So all right then. I'm gonna shut up and let you guys keep planning.
Oh my god, this is gonna be fantastic. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this. Like, I was really vying for finding like some kind of loophole to just knock the shit out of this guy, but having him pretty much piss himself thinking he's killed
He murdered
somebody.
someone.
He thinks he
That's
murdered an
funny.
officer. He thinks
Or at least
he's an
someone that-
officer for Paw.
An
Yeah, or
investigator for Paul,
An investigator. You might not even be like a police officer, but he knows you're connected to Paw significantly. That's even
Mhm.
worse.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yes.
like honestly, like while you're drinking, you can like spill some beans, like, yeah, I've been a detective for him for like a while, or blah blah blah. Something like that, and then him being like, oh god.
Or you could say,
She
you
gets
know,
a
I'm
word
really
in.
close with him. He helped me out, so I do these special tasks for him. Like, say that you're really close. You're really good friends with Paw and stuff. That'll make it even worse. Oh my god, this is gonna be great. Okay, all right, let's talk more Dewey.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay, so I want to make sure that I'm clear.
Okay.
Xavier, you're going
Uh-huh.
to find a white jacket, easy enough to do.
No, actually, I don't need a white jacket
oh.
because I'm gonna be posing as an off-duty
Oh, okay, right, got it.
Right.
So you're going to be down in the lobby. Anna, you're going to be getting him drunk and framing him for murder. Are there any other parts?
That's no.
Are there any other parts that other people are playing?
I would like Kid to handle the murder scene, if you don't mind. I
So,
feel
like,
like
you
they
would be
could really recreate something spectacular.
So
Oh,
that's
Jesus.
awesome. And you can be off on one side. So once he's passed out drunk, maybe Anna can let you into the hotel room and you can do your magic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so are you saying the one who investigates it or the one who creates it?
Creates.
Got it. Okay.
Breaking out that artistic skill.
Sorry, I just had this image of Kid as like a forensic detective.
Should I be a cop? Should I be a cop that busts in?
They were.
No, give them
Lucas,
like a little Sherlock Holmes
Lucas and Isaac
outfit.
should be cops that the doctor calls.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys want to do that? So first, I have to ask: is your intent to try and scare him off so he runs away, or to actually get him arrested?
I think it's better if we try to say, you know what, like the police, you can maybe even be corrupt police or something like that. Be like, this looks awful, sir. You know, if we're not going to hold you just yet, but like we'll scare the shit out of them. And then if he leaves, he has to drop everything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he'll never want to come to Frontier Station again.
Let's
Let's just scare the shit out of him.
Okay. Burn, Piph, are you guys up for that? Do you have any other plans in mind? What's the deal?
I always have other plans, but I like this one.
Piph, don't you have like a detective, like constable outfit or something?
He probably
He has Poirot.
Sherlock Holmes shit.
He can mask as Hercule Poirot.
I love his answer. Like, was that ever in doubt?
Oh my god, this is gonna be great.
Okay, so Bird and Piph, Isaac and Lucas are going to pose as cops, corrupt cops, something. I don't know. I'll leave that to you guys, obviously. Anna is going to fake death. Kid is going to make it convincing somehow. Xavier is going to pretend to be a doctor, and LeBeau is about to get screwed if everything goes well. That's the plan, yes?
Yep.
Alrighty. So, I would say that would first put the ball in Anna's court.
Oh, real quick, Squee,
Mm-hmm.
how much would some like basic special effects makeup cost?
Not much. You want Halloween makeup? $10. You want something convincing? Or $10? 10 credits. You want something convincing? 50 credits.
Okay, I can do that. Because I'd like to do, like, bruising and, like, shit.
Do it. I mean, you can.
I want to pretend her arm fell off.
Yeah. I
Maybe not quite that severe.
Kid,
Like,
you
if this
can
was
bruise
Tessa,
me.
we could, like... I was gonna say, if this was, like, Tessa, we could, like, pretend her arm fell off or some shit, but...
Oh my god.
That's cruel.
Let's not go. Let's not go. Nuts.
Yeah, let's not go that far. But that is pretty damn good.
I am not throwing Tessa in there.
And
Yeah,
don't you have art?
Yes, I did.
You can roll an art skill.
Yeah, she can. I'd say 50 credits to get something convincing looking. Yeah, it's the difference between Halloween clown makeup and like that kind of makeup you see people on the internet do where it looks really convincing kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to spend 50 credits, then it would just come down to how well you do.
Gotcha.
And I'd say that would make the check easier.
All right, and I will be getting that then.
Okay. Easy enough to find. Frontier Station is, of course, a station of commerce, so it would not be very hard to find it. In fact, the cashier would, you'd go up there, you'd be getting the cashier would be like, "Oh, are you gonna do arts and crafts?" Looking down at Kid.
Yes, as they slam down like makeup and blood and like liquid latex.
That is so adorable. Like typing it up on the cash register. I had a little daughter. Didn't look like you, obviously, but she loved playing dress up with makeup. Oh, it's just the cutest thing. Here you go, sweetheart.
We're playing dead. Takes it and walks out.
You hear like a dissatisfied clucking sound behind you.
Would have worked out as a princess.
All
Anywho,
princesses die.
Princess murder a lot. Let's.
Yeah.
So Anna.
Yeah.
Ball is kind of in your court. How do you want to approach this? He's waiting in his room now. He's been waiting in his room for a good 40 minutes now.
Oh no. Poor baby.
Oh, I'm gonna go a little later at night.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming he's a day drinker, so I want him to be already slightly drunk.
Okay.
Just send him like a message, be like, gonna be a little late for our date or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's a
And
good idea.
call
Yeah,
it a date.
Wink.
Okay. Sure. So you send him a message that you're gonna be a little late for the date, and then so say it's like 4 p.m. now. You want to wait until when?
Let's go 6.
Okay. So 6 p.m. You didn't get a response from your message.
Oh, I didn't
to
expect it.
him. Yeah. 6 o'clock rolls up. You go to the hotel. Do you go to the front desk? Do you pass the front desk? Because you know where his room is. What's your plan?
No, I'm just gonna keep walking.
Okay.
Are they gonna stop me?
No.
Look like you own the place. Nobody will stop you.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hotel. People go in and out all the
Confidence.
time. Yeah. You go up the elevator, go up to his room, knock on the door, I assume?
Yes. Oh, I'm gonna bring a bottle of something alcoholic. I know he's gonna reject it immediately, but I'm gonna bring it regardless.
Okay. He opens the door, and I did find a suitable picture.
Oh
of him.
no.
More specifically, this is what he looks like, but more specifically for how he dresses, and even now he is dressed like
Really?
this.
How do you get through the metal detector?
By having-
immunity. But this is very much the style of what he wears. Very Napoleonic, Prussia style of dress uniform,
Mhm.
with that coat that's not really meant to be worn like a coat. He doesn't have the hat, obviously.
So
Not when he's
very
in-
French.
Yeah, this is actually more Prussian-esque.
Yeah, I was about to say Prussian. That's really funny.
I also said that, and I'm like, wait, no, I'm thinking Spanish. I'm thinking
What
Spanish.
kind of history major are you?
English
But it is, you should
and
know that
medieval.
he's presumably been sitting in his room for quite some time, and he's still dressed to the nines like this.
Oh, I don't know if
And,
you saw it in the 3Gal chat, but Anna's wearing tasteful side boob outfit.
Nice.
There isn't even all that much side boob.
I know that
It's
was
just
more from a
low
joke
cut.
that photo got saved.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But so you're wearing that kind of dress?
Not the dress, the one above that.
Oh.
The suit.
Oh, okay.
The one that clearly someone's wearing boob tape
So
on.
it's like an FBI detective that's ready to be off shift.
Yeah.
I got it.
Kinda.
All right.
As much as she was wearing jeans earlier, it's even better.
There's like FBI agents going that we do not dress like that. All right. So he opens the door. He's still dressed like this. You can smell faintly on his breath that there is alcohol, not like enormous amounts of it, but you can smell on his breath. And he goes, "Well, someone finally decided to show up. I don't like to be kept waiting." And
Paul
he
kept
just
me
leaves the
around.
door-
Paul
Oh,
kept
hang
me.
on.
What?
Yeah, I was just gonna say he leaves the door open and turns around and walks away as you say that.
She'll walk in and be like, Paul kept me around the office longer than I expected him to.
You need to tell Pa that it is important that you keep your appointments, especially with someone like me.
I will tell him that next time.
So, he turns around. I offer you something to drink? And he'll
Yeah.
point over to a bar, and I mean a literal bar. This is the presidential suite, or the Federation suite. Sorry.
That would be great.
Good. Have a seat.
Okay.
And he'll go and he'll pour you a drink.
Does he pour one for himself?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Now, excuse me. I'm not going to play out the entire conversation per se. I'm interested in a couple of things.
Fair.
I know what your goals are. What do you want to talk about? Why? Like, what are you giving for your reason of being here? Are you here for business, for pleasure? What's the vibe you're putting out?
Pleasure.
Got it. Okay, so let's just do it this way. Because obviously this kind of thing takes time. I'm not going to role play the whole conversation. So why, if you would please, roll me a trust check made easier by 15, because he wants this. It's like one of those things where he wants to believe why you're there. And then we'll just use that to kind of determine how things go for a bit.
Makes it by 19.
Okay. By 19. Okay. So, I'm just going to give you the summary, if that's okay, and you can stop me at any time if Anna says or does anything. So, you guys continue to drink. He superficially asks about yourself, but only as a way to start talking about himself.
Mhm.
And once he starts, he does not stop. You learn several fascinating things about LeBeau. First, you learn that his full name is von Merchenstein LeBeau, Prince of Noble Station. The youngest of 3 children. He has 2 older sisters, who he at no end complains about how they don't take him seriously, how mother would dare to put them as heirs before him, even though she can't understand how much better he is, and he just calls her mother. And he talks about his great accomplishments and deeds. He talks about how he is the one that has increased the influence throughout Noble Station and beyond. Something very interesting you find out he mentions, though he doesn't go into any detail, and he mentions he is the one that made headway into getting father onto that planet Palladium, and he gets no respect for that. And basically this goes on for quite some time. He talks about how great he is and how the world just doesn't recognize it, and he does not stop drinking.
Perfect.
So let me ask this: is there anything you would want to do as a person as the night continues?
That is a good question, and I'm saying words while thinking to fill up space.
Also, another thing that I should point out, and again, I don't want to role play this part, but also, what is your strategy? Yeah, what is your strategy for keeping him drinking and not progressing to other things?
Like playing Pinochle? Do you
Yes.
really like the game Risk?
Backgammon.
Backgammon. Prussians love space Prussians.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh. Because I mean, he's a sleazy guy who's getting drunk, and he's going to want to turn that to other things. Now, obviously, he can be convinced to continue drinking, but what is your strategy to avoid one and continue the other?
Tommy looks handsome when he's drunk.
Oh fuck, I'm the wrong person to be thinking about this. Oh, sorry.
But you're the only one there.
I know. I think she's not I think for the sake of the act, she's not gonna 100% stop him from at least touching her arms and stuff, but she's gonna maybe just keep moving away, maybe keep going to the window or something.
Okay.
Or to the bar herself.
Give me a second here. Yeah, that's enough. I was just leaving that up to a roll for how
That's fair.
Yeah, how aggressive he is. That tends to be enough. He trusts enough that you're there. Like he trusts enough that you are there for the same reason he is. He just hasn't waited long enough yet. He knows this game. Just needs to drink a little bit. No, he needs to get you drunk more. And then things
more
will happen.
Drunk more, yeah.
That's the assy and classy.
Exactly. So one thing you notice, Anna, he can put it down. He can pack him away. He is a heavy drinker. He has obviously done this quite a lot. You're about 3 hours into this, and I guess to his credit, he has not slowed down the talking about himself even a bit. Not even a little bit. Most of it's kind of pointless. So nothing that helps you really. It's just embellishments. And half of it you can tell right off the bat are complete and total lies. But 3 hours into it, he is very, very plastered at this point. But my gosh, he's drunken enough to kill a cow.
Okay, I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be fair that she could have snuck in one of her Nero sticks? In the back of her clothes?
Yes. I mean, sure.
Zappy.
He didn't bother to check you, so yeah, I
and
guess
as long as she keeps him from wherever she hit it, touching that area and feeling something, yeah.
I should also point out, I almost forgot to say this, because this is something that I didn't actually address last time, but he would have said at some point that this is why he doesn't take a bunch of bodyguards with him, because he can take care of himself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Sure you can.
Well, Prince, he's had no bodyguards this entire time.
That's a good point.
All right.
So, okay. Go.
Do you have a sleight of hand skill?
I do not.
Okay. I would like you to make me a sleight of hand check, but make it easier by 20.
I don't have the skill, but I'm going to make a roll for it.
So basically roll under 40%.
Okay.
Because he's drunk.
So do you want me to put in the minus 20 or just roll a D100?
No, just roll a D100 and get under 40.
There we go.
Oh my gosh.
There we go.
That was almost enough to just unskill it. So you wait for an appropriate time, maybe when he's pouring himself another drink.
No, I'm going to be an asshole about this, and I'm going to start saying things like, hey, maybe we should, move this to the bedroom. And then, when he's on the way to the bed, come up behind him, and then, put it to the back of his neck so he falls onto the bed, face first.
I have something I want to incorporate into the lovemaking. Takes out Nero stick, snaps him in the balls.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Not yet.
Mackenzie.
Oh no, okay. So
Do you want me to roll a Peral check?
So no,
I think he was
sleight of
saying
hand check.
versus.
Oh.
That was a sleight of hand check. So you put it around his neck and you activate it, and he goes, "Oh, you're one of those girls."
Oh no!
Wait, what? He doesn't knock out.
He said versus
resisted
being
with
up
a nat 20.
He critically saved versus
Yeah.
non-lethal poison.
Yeah.
Shit!
He loved it.
He's
into it.
Oh, Mackenzie, no.
Oh my god. You did
What are you
this.
gonna do now?
I have an idea.
Hmm?
Oh, I don't want to leave marks on him.
No, you shouldn't.
So,
Best critical 20 ever.
Oh, God.
oh, if only she was into him.
Jesus,
Okay.
man.
How much does that cost? 25 ISP. Okay. Then she is going to
Uh-huh.
let's say touch his cheek. Why not? And then do Nero Strike for paralysis of motor responses.
That's right. Watch out.
Ah.
Women have wiles, everyone. Be careful if they touch your
What's
cheek.
what's the save
Oh,
for this?
actually,
Uh-huh.
that's a good.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm not gonna make this more complicated. Let's just do
Okay.
this.
All right, what's the save for it? Sorry, I don't have it in front of me.
Psychic, right? It's a psychic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it's just save versus psionics.
Probably
Yeah.
doesn't.
So if he's
have-
not psychic, his base would be 14. No.
Correct.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah,
if you're
14. I was wondering though, do you have any pluses, Anna?
I don't think so. If I do, I don't know them.
Psychics don't get pluses.
Okay, well that makes it easy. Nope.
There
not.
we
Well,
go.
natural 20 that time, motherfucker.
So he's not knocked out yet.
No, he's just very, very
Paralyzed.
limp.
Yeah.
So he turns around and he has this like very excited look on his face. And then you touch his cheek, and then his legs kind of just give out from under him. And he goes, What is that?
Well, technically, I don't need this stick to shock you. And then she's gonna try again with the Nero stick.
Sure. I mean, why not?
What the fuck?
He's gonna start saying a safe word here pretty soon, there, Anna.
Oh my god, this is such an awkward. He lets out a moan.
Oh no!
And I'm just gonna have to
No.
say to avoid just rolling until you succeed, it's pretty clear by now that stick ain't gonna take him down.
Oh
Okay,
my
that's fair. No,
God.
that's fair. You tried a couple times. Yeah, it's right. Yeah, or you just keep.
All
on
that
doing
all that stick did was make him get up.
Yeah, excite him.
You know.
But he has paralysis. Nope, let's not discuss how that works. Because
I
we
don't-
know
Yeah, but
Squee
then
will
you
go
got
down
black
that path.
I don't want to jump into that. I don't want to unpack that. So you know by now that this is nothing but a toy for him.
Oh, oof.
She is going to pull him onto the bed, put him face first into a pillow, and then punch him in the back of the fucking head.
Oh my God.
Wait, no, fuck.
You said
no,
you don't
No.
have any marks on him.
No, actually, no, that's a good point. Do it in the front, because then it looks like self-defense when he's knocking me the fuck out. Or when he's killing me. So make the knockout thing look like self-defense. Like a mark that would be self-defense.
I will point out before you do this, just so you know, knocking people out in Palladium rules is very difficult. You have to...
tried.
Okay, yes, just so you're aware, you have to pretty much get like depending on your combat
20
skill,
or 19
natural
or
20 or
20,
19 if you have more advanced combat, right?
I have expert, if that means anything.
So I
natural
believe
20.
Natural 20, yep, to knock him
Yeah,
out.
assassin
Anything
is
not natural 20 will not knock him out.
And here's the thing. Here's the other thing, just so you know. So every time you throw a punch, it still does damage to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you could literally maybe like kill him before you're able to knock him out. You know, it's tricky.
I have no psychic abilities, so straight up knockout.
Can I suggest something out of character? Am I
Please do, because this is better.
Yes,
This is anything's better than my plan said. That I'm
okay,
going for right now.
So he's paralyzed, and he still doesn't know anything's up with you, right?
Yeah.
So you lie him on the bed, and then you... Oh, no. You have to be conscious in order to let Kid in. Oh, shit. Never mind. I was going to say play dead and have him call for help, but no, we want to make it look like a real murder scene.
Yeah, plus he only has paralysis for a couple minutes.
Okay, then my only suggestion is this. Say, oh, okay, let's take a break from all our fun. You look like you need another drink. And you like lovingly like spoon feed him, like, or not spoon feed him, but like bring the glass up to him and like play with the ice, and we don't have to role play it or anything like that, but just encourage him to drink more. And eventually, like, I'm sorry, alcohol is gonna make you pass out.
Play with the
Right?
neural
So
stick.
just take a break from the bedroom time, quote unquote, right? And make him think that it's just a taste for the excitement ahead, and just give him more booze. Just fucking you have a natural knockout juice all around you. Utilize it.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm not going to make you roll another trust check. I don't want to make this go the other way too, where it's like roll until you fail type of thing. You passed your trust check. And oddly enough, using a neural stick has not made him lose any faith in you.
This
No,
guy's
apparently
weird.
not.
So, yeah, give me a second here. I'm going to. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make him roll a d20 because Inferno hit the nail on the head. Sooner or later, unless you're an exceptional individual, alcohol will make you go out. I mean, it'll make anyone go out eventually, but he could be exceptional in the sense that just doesn't happen.
Or
I'm
he's
gonna
just
have
a
him.
fucking alcoholic.
Exactly. I'm gonna have him roll a d20.
Maybe he should have a penalty because he's already kind of sauced.
Oh yeah, no, I was just gonna say anything 15 or below, he passes out. No, I'm sorry. I'll say anything 17 or below. So if he gets an 18, 19, or 20, he's just not going out. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, thank the gods.
Oh boy. All right. So it takes another 3 hours. It's
Oh my god.
midnight. It is midnight
Oof.
before he eventually passes out. And I mean like blackout. Now, I will let you know, Anna, the last hour and a half, he is so sloshed that you could have told him you already did it and he probably would have believed you. But
Is it good for
eventually,
you? You want a cigarette?
around midnight, he passes out.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Now,
Get your ass up here.
6 hours.
I feel like
heads
kids
up.
just like waiting around in the lobby or something.
Well,
just
we
bored
would
out
all
of their
be waiting
mind.
around, right? And I said, and the plan was, Xavier was going to go maybe a half hour after Anna left and check himself in. And he is going to be waiting at the bar. I do have a small idea. So whenever you have time, Squee, I like to do a very small role play with the folks over at the front. But yeah, we'll all just be waiting later because this guy, God, he has the freaking constitution of a bear. Of course,
Oh.
rabid alcoholic, so no big surprise there.
This man isn't human. Ouch.
This man isn't
You
human!
know, considering the 3 galaxies, he might not be.
This is also true.
He's space Prussian.
We're
I mean,
making
Atlanteans look pretty damn human, and they're not human. Could be.
Prussians
could
are
be.
humans now.
Well,
Prussians
Prussians are human.
are just like have the constitution of animals.
Whatever you do, do not call them the Ubermensch. That's a big problem down the road. All right.
Oh, he could outdrink Anna. This is how bad it could. Anyways, yeah, I think now would probably be a good time for that roleplay scene then.
Okie dokie. Y'all set, Squeepy?
Yeah, sorry, I was getting a drink. What role play?
You asshole.
Sorry.
I said, no problem. A half hour after Anna initially left, Xavier wants to approach the front desk and kind of set things up as to, priming that he's a doctor and he's going to be nearby.
Oh.
So I was hoping for a role play.
Yes, I did hear that actually. Sorry, absolutely.
So you ignored me.
No, I heard it. It just didn't register as it should have.
Oh, like my mother likes to say, "Oh, you were hearing me, but you weren't listening."
Yes, I'm sorry.
She used to say that all the time when I was a kid.
Give me a second here as I pull up my notes on the man who mans the desk there. Give me a second.
Okay.
Where did I put this? Okay, I don't have the exact name. I know exactly what was there. I can't think of his name. But so you walk up to the counter. You see an alien who's about 1.5 feet tall.
Sure.
Looks like a miniaturized version of like a gray man from our myths. He is impeccably dressed in like the bellhop type of uniform, and he goes, "Good evening, sir. How may I help you?"
Good evening. Now, before this, Xavier will be dressed in he go back to the ship and dress himself. Normally, Xavier likes to rock a darker suit, grays and blacks and whatnot. This one's going to be a little bit different. This is going to be a cream-colored suit that he has with a cornflower blue tie. The pigmentation of his face skin, he's going to change his face to look like a fellow with like really dark hair, dark almond eyes, and olive colored skin, right? So he's going to approach the gate. He goes, hello, sir. My goodness. Transportation here to Frontier Station is quite unwieldy. I thought, what with the CCW integration, it'd be a little bit more smooth, but here I am a week early for our conference on blastocyst analysis. Oh, my apologies. My name is Dr. Antonin Benez, and I would like to take out a room here. I'm supposed to meet a gentleman here later on in the lobby, but I figured I'd get my rooms straightened up right away.
I see, sir. And real quick, roll me a galactic lore check. No penalties or anything.
Okay. Oh. I fail.
That's fine. It's just to know if Xavier would have known what species this guy was. Off the top of your head,
that's fine.
Doesn't know.
Yeah.
He nods and goes, "Of course. Do you by chance know what room your guest was staying at?"
Oh no, he says. I'm not too certain exactly where my fellow peers will be staying, even if they aren't staying here at all. We just had agreed to meet at your bar here, but this seems like a very nice place. And like I said, I'm a little out of sorts after the long journey, so I was hoping I could just take a room here, since this place is highly recommended. At least that's what the concierge at the shuttle port told me.
Ah, yes. Well, you're a bit in luck, actually, sir. Excuse me, sir. I know that's very rude of me. Normally we are booked up on a regular basis, but on many occasions we do have guests that don't show up. And it's very much a first come, first serve. Oddly enough, tonight you are the first come and the first to be served.
That is the first good news and good luck I've had for probably the past month. You are a delight, sir. An absolute delight.
Oh, well, I do try. I must apologize. It is one of our lower quality rooms. It is a simple one room, one bed, and it is one of our cheaper rooms, 2,000 credits a night, sir.
Not a problem, Xavier says, taking out his cred chip. I'd be happy to pay ahead for at least 7 days, just in case. Like I said, I'm going to be here for a little while. So why don't you put that down, take that in, and by the way, throw in about 200 credits in for yourself as a gratuity. Like I said, first good news all day, and I like to provide my gratitude.
Oh, not at all, sir. It is our pleasure to serve. You notice he still puts the 200 gratuity on as he says this.
Sure, of course.
And he asks for an ID.
Xavier gives a thin smile and he says, "My luggage has been lost. I do not have a standard identification card right now. I'm supposed to get it. I'm supposed to pick it up tomorrow, but I need a place to lay my head. I don't suppose you could make an exception?"
Well,
and Xavier gives a charming smile.
Is highly irregular, but I do so want to help you out. We do have an emergency policy, so to speak. If you can be sure to get me your ID tomorrow, I can give you the room. However, I will need a substantial cash deposit to cover any incidentals, since we wouldn't know who to reach out to if anything were to happen.
I understand. Well, thank goodness my cred chip did not go the same way as my papers, materials, speech, and all of my equipment. But I will both have faith in the dockyard procedure here at Frontier Station and faith in you. So simply name the price for these incidentals, and I'm sure I can cover it.
It would be an extra 5,000 credits, sir.
Done. Done and done. And by the way, sir, I understand this puts you in a certain situation, and some doctor who lost his luggage doesn't really qualify as a great emergency. But since I know no one here, why don't you add in another $500 gratuity for your assistance?
Oh, it's simply, like I said, sir, it is simply the pleasure of serving you, he says as he puts
Thank you.
500 gratuity on.
Excellent. Xavier smiles inside of himself, thanking that even though he doesn't know the race of this man, he can be corrupted just like any good human being.
He gives you the key, tells you that there's a pet policy, however, it requires an extra deposit. There's amenities, there's a weight room open 24 hours a day, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
So heads up, Squee. I'm just going into my group loot because I want to take out the credits because of everything going on. Because Xavier he likes money, but he's not stupid. He's not coming back for this cash at all. So give me a moment so I can just record down the money and take it off of my account. So it was $2,000 for 7 days. So that's $1,400 plus the 5,000 for the emergency. For yeah, so it's almost 5,000. It's actually 4,700. Sorry, it's almost 20,000. It's 1,900. 19,700. Okay.
Correct.
Let me get him my money.
All right.
I have 18 million galactic credits.
I think
I'll
you can foot the bill.
All right, wait.
If you guys don't mind, I'm being called real quick. I'll be right back in about 30 seconds. I'll see you in just a moment.
No, come back.
I'm gonna use the bathroom. Bye.
There we go. 474727. Ooh, that's a fancy code. Oh shit! Uh-oh. Thank goodness for the undo key because I took it out of Isaac's funds. That's even funnier. Thanks, Isaac. Thanks for the hotel room I'm not using. There we go.
You always gotta mess with Isaac.
Yeah. I thank goodness for Control Z. That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah.
This is amazing. This is a great play. I have one last thing I want to do with Xavier, and then I'll throw it back to the GM. But I need Squeepy to hear this. Yeah, spending the dough RPG, Louis, I suppose, but it's nothing. I actually need to start going through, gear and technology that's offered in the source books and buy myself something for Xavier, right? Because man can't get along with his silver-tongued good looks and wily ways forever. He needs to treat himself.
To be fair, he's done pretty damn well with it so far.
That's true. That is true. That's very true.
Hello.
Hello.
All right. So, Xavier, for your records, you have a card to room 22. It
Wonderful.
is on the second floor. I don't know if you're actually going to go up to it.
Yeah, I am going to go to it because that's what my fellow would do. And then what I would do is I'd come back down afterwards, say, the accommodations are more than enough. Thank you very much, sir. And Xavier will ask for a piece of paper and a pen. And he'll write down, my name is Dr. Antonin Benez. I'm going to just stay here at the bar here for a little while, wait for my companion, my colleague. When I'm not too sure when they're supposed to come on in. But there's a good chance he'll come here to the front desk. If he does, and I'm going to give him the little note, can you just let him know that I'll be at the bar down here? My name's Dr. and he'll like the Dr. Antonin Benez. Okay?
I shall do so without fail, sir.
Thank you so much, he says. And if there's any complications, let me know. I'm going to have myself a nice, relaxing drink after being through all of that.
No complications. Just get me that ID so I don't get fired.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that, he says, that won't be a worry at all.
Of course. And then to let you know, Inferno, the room's very, very nice. It's
yeah. I hope so for $2,000 a fucking night.
Exactly. It's very, very nice. So you go to the bar and then proceed to wait for about 5 hours and 15 minutes. Or longer, actually, because that's just until he falls unconscious. Once he's unconscious, Anna, what's the next? Actually, no, first things first. I want to know. Kid, Lucas, Isaac, what have you been doing this 6 hours?
Dingle, I don't know what to do. Sid, I've been told about this mission about how much? I think I was told that I would be a detective, and I think I'm waiting on call? Question mark.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Does Lucas understand the basic plan?
It's not do you understand, Piph?
Well, no, I'm asking because you literally said how much was Lucas told. Now I'm curious. How much was Lucas told?
It's just funny how you worded that. It's like we don't even know what Lucas understands.
Nobody knows.
Let's see. I'm not quite sure if I can tell other people how much they told Lucas, but
that's a fair point. You know what? You don't have to answer that question. I know Lucas was there for the planning, but that is completely up to you. How much he does or doesn't know.
Right.
So what would Lucas be doing during that 6 hours?
I think he would first be very ready to go, and I think about hour 2 is when he starts just losing interest. And he starts nudging Kid and going, "Hey, so you ever wonder exactly why we need air?"
Kids, like, this whole time, kids just had their little sketchbook and they've been, like, mapping out how they want the crime scene to look. Just, like, figuring out different blood patterns, and they just freeze, like, mid-stroke, and then look up, and then look at Lucas and goes, "What?"
Yeah, why do we need even air? What's the big deal?
Like, for breathing?
Yeah, but like, what does that do?
All right, real quick, I'm gonna roll something because I want to see just how much science they've absorbed.
I would just say, roll me. Okay. Do you have biology as a skill?
No.
Roll me a biology unskilled, which would be 20 plus whatever your.
Nope.
Nope. Don't have a clue. People breathe. It makes them feel alive.
Jesus. Kid's gonna think for a bit and then look at Isaac and go, "You're the person who fixes stuff, right? With people, because you can do the thing."
This is like hour 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Isaac is gonna look up from his holo computer and go, "What?"
Breathing. Why do we do that? Like, I know why, but like, I don't know. I don't know. Ask him.
I'd like to make an unskilled roll.
Jesus, what is this? What is this? Oh, I don't even.
Isaac does not have biology.
Nope.
I would say
I have what do you call it? Paramedics.
I would let you roll paramedics with a hefty penalty because this does involve the human body, though this is more in biology's field. I'd say paramedics with a 30% penalty.
Okay, that's way better than a standard. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Planning a
So,
murder. Why do we
Yay!
breathe?
Isaac, you know that the cells in the human body use oxygen to create ATP cell energy capsules, and it's much faster than it's called anaerobic respiration, and
Oh,
it's
God.
one of the fastest forms of without breathing. Let me just put it this way: without breathing, humans and other people could not be anywhere near as energetic as they are
Okay,
because they
so
make energy too slowly.
he's not going to describe it that way.
Uh-huh.
He's going to describe it more of a technological way. Like, for instance, air is like plasma, and then you have plasma guns, and then you need this, and like going through it mechanically. So it'll probably be all jumbled and garbage to you, but it's completely understandable to him, and it would be understandable to Hart.
If she were here.
Yeah.
At all.
So he's of no help. Yeah.
I'm just imagining both of them staring blankly at him the entire time, and then he finishes like, "You get it?"
So yeah, that's basically how it happens. Now I gotta go back to designing this box for the orb. And that's what he's gonna be doing. He's gonna be designing, making blueprints. I'm sure you can hear my cat in the background. God damn it.
Mao.
He's designing
Wow.
blueprints for a storage device for the golden orb, so that we can either send it or leave the golden orb, the fake golden orb, for Thraxis to collect. That's what he's doing.
Okay, cool.
Trying to make an anti-theft kind of deal.
Okay, I'll get with you on that later. Like maybe I don't really have to do a roll. You just have the skill, and you just say, "Will you devote?"
Well,
60
there is
hours towards it?
techno-wizardry introduced
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
So
I would
let's
say
do a
that
roll
this would
later.
help with that roll when the time comes.
Okay, cool.
All right. So yeah, Lucas, you get an answer that Lucas probably doesn't understand very well.
Let's see.
Yeah, sure.
No.
Yeah, so Kid's just gonna like jab a thumb at Isaac and go, "What he said," and then go back to drawing.
So you're telling me that if I breathe hard enough, I can shoot someone?
How
Kind of
but
knew that was coming.
but you don't have plasma cannons. Your veins act like plasma cannons. They expel the plasma.
This will go on for
around
the rest of the duration.
Yes. Finally, Kid gets the call, just hops up and is like, "Bye."
Oh my god!
And
so for like
you know
3
the
hours,
best
like,
thing
I imagine,
is-
like, uh-huh.
Isaac is probably getting more and more and more frustrated to the point that when they get the call, he just stays there for another 10-15 minutes just arguing the fact, trying to get the point across.
Oh, Isaac's that person.
Uh-huh.
I imagine like there's like 20 minutes of silence as Lucas thinks, and then but and then it just starts
So-
up again.
No, it's an example, Lucas. It's an example.
It's a metaphor. Don't take it literally.
I have to imagine this is probably an earshot within Xavier because everyone's kind of just in the bar of the hotel.
Yeah.
Xavier's gonna come on over. He's gonna lean over at their fucking booth that they're in, and he's gonna say, "Get your shit together. This is important. My daughter's freedom depends on this. So get it together." So Xavier, as he goes back to the
But
bar,
he's not listening.
I can hear
That's
you
not
guys.
how oxygen works.
I can hear you guys doing weird shit. Okay.
That defies this group.
Uh-huh. Loud and strange.
You know it's bad when Xavier fucking Anderson has to tell you
Yeah.
to grow up.
Hmm.
Okay, Dad.
I just I had this image
No,
Xavier
don't
does
call me
it.
that. Don't call me that, not Anna, because you're not here.
So I imagine something like Xavier says that, goes back to the bar, 3 minutes of silence, and Lucas just kind of starts up again.
Yeah, exactly.
God
like
damn
that.
it, no!
But
No.
eventually, you get a call from Anna. Anna, by the way, I should also note, Anna, using all your skills, you are not wasted, but you're pretty drunk. There's no way to avoid it. You had to keep up appearances. You imbibed enough that, yeah.
Yeah.
You're not, pardon my French, you're not shit-faced, but you're pretty drunk.
You're not 3 sheets to the wind.
Yeah.
You're 2 sheets.
1 sheet short.
Do you not know the saying? I'm hoping Mackenzie knows what being 3 sheets to the wind means.
I can gather from context.
I guess
probably have
it's a
heard.
maritime term, not a West Coast term. So I guess.
Yeah, no,
fair
I'm
enough.
full on West.
Fair enough.
3 sheets to the wind just means you're full sail and sailing, right?
Kinda, but it also means how much you've drank. 3 sheets to the wind means you're completely gone, right? 2 sheets means you're drunk. 1 sheet means you're buzzed.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's calling Kid.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
Kid, you get a call.
Okay, Kid, please
Yeah.
get your ass up here. Like, now.
Okay. Yes, okay. And they just take off. Just like, bye.
Anna is going to be like doing up her shirt and then like trying to rip the buttons on it.
Oh, I see. So
Awesome.
button it up and then trying to...
For a second, I thought you said awesome.
I'm gonna rip
Nice.
off.
Awesome.
I look really cool while I do it.
Oh my
All right,
God.
Kid, you
Yes.
get up to the room,
Mhm.
and what you see,
Oh God.
a half undressed, like from the waist up, basically, undressed LeBeau, and he looks like he is cradling Anna's neural stick, and he
Oh,
is
Jesus.
unconscious on the bed.
All
You
right.
know-
First off, it must have taken for fucking ever to get through that many tassels and buttons. I'm just saying.
She had
Well,
3
About
hours.
3 hours.
3 hours to do it. One button
Like an
through
hour
each shot.
button,
Dude,
half hour
dude.
button, yeah.
This entire thing took 6 hours.
Oh my God.
You know
The
how
first-
close?
So that was 6 hours of Isaac arguing with Lucas.
Oh,
So
God.
I imagine it's like it eventually got to the point where Anna just had evaded all she could. This was going to happen, but while trying to take it off, it just took so long he fell asleep.
I like that idea. Oh my God, that's funny. But yeah, I'm imagining her just like opening the door. She's just like stumbling a little bit. Kid looks at her, looks into the room, and goes, "What the hell took so long?"
You know how close it came to me actually having to fuck him? Dude would not go out. Literally, I was fucking zapping him. Who knows how many fucking times? And no, he's into it. Why the fuck is he into that?
He's
It's weird.
never mind. I don't.
Just-
I don't care.
just
And kid
bring
just
me up
walks
there.
past.
Also, take that fucking stick when you leave.
Do I want to?
Yes.
Alright.
All right. So here's what I would need from you, kid. What are your plans? And and from that, I will determine the road.
All right. So I'm thinking that I feel like a designer about to like
Yeah, that's why I'm laughing.
present like an
Yeah.
outfit or something. So my overall inspiration, summer
Slightly
evening.
dead, somewhat beaten.
No, this is a winter look. Or a fall look.
All right,
Anyways.
sorry. Yeah,
That definitely fell somewhere.
Oh my god, focus, people.
We haven't focused for an hour.
Let us have
I
our
know.
snappy comebacks, okay? All right. So So pretty much, kids thinking like strangle around the neck with like maybe like blood across the forehead, like she was struck with one of the bottles, like have one of the bottles kind of broken and like with blood on it off to the corner.
She should probably have some like making it look somewhat like she defended herself, at least a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe putting like some blood under her nails.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Like
breaking one or two.
Skin under the nails. You can also like, I don't know, punch something a couple of times to give your knuckles kind of a bruised look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or we can just like do effects makeup for that as well. I don't know. Up to you.
Anna's drunk enough that you could probably convince her to punch some shit.
So you want to do basically like blood or something under the fingernails? Why don't you? I mean, you could just scratch them.
Yeah, that's the thought.
Okay, because otherwise you'd have to make up him too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as far as her, as far as her mode of death,
I thought that was strangulation.
right?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to think is, you doing the makeup to make it look bruised and strangled, and okay. So I'm not an expert in how the body looks when it's been strangled, thankfully. So,
all right,
for the makeup.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was gonna say that bruising technically doesn't usually show up until much later after the body has been dead, because bruising requires circulation, and that usually slows down a little bit after death.
I see.
So depending on how long this guy is going to be knocked the fuck out, they're probably going to look fairly faded, but just enough to like be visible. To notice like the first signs of bruising, and the most prominent thing is going to be the blood, probably across the head.
Got it. Okay. So let's go ahead and do a skill check for art.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I would give you a stronger penalty, but you got high quality makeup, so I would say make it harder by 10. And this is not going to be a succeed or fail thing. It's just that if you get under that mark, you've done a very good job. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So, okay. So, yeah, just do your art check harder by 10, because this isn't exactly a canvas we're talking about.
Okay, so... all right.
What are you talking about? My body's a canvas.
Yes!
Yeah, my body's a canvas.
Paint me like one of your French girls.
She is the one with tattoos.
So, kid goes to work like a true artiste.
I'm sure they have plenty of inspiration to pull from.
Anna's probably drinking a little bit more.
And
just taking shots while she's getting her makeup done.
At least one more.
I would say with this, not only does Kid manage to make the makeup look very convincing, but she also has the artistic presence to know, okay, Anna, you're gonna scratch his back really hard, but from this location, so that it's clear that you like were raking this way, kind of thing.
Really got the details down.
Yeah, it looks damn convincing.
Yeah.
And I imagine like Kid would position you a certain way and then continue the makeup like onto the sheets and stuff, so it looks like that's where you fell or stopped moving or whatever. Kid, would you do
the bottle a very special way?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what else would you be doing to the room, if anything?
Definitely be scattering like the bottles of alcohol around a little bit. I would make sure that he has some blood on his hands, like it was wiped away a little bit, like he was trying to clean up and then passed out.
Got it.
Make it look like some of the evidence was starting to be covered up, like bottles were like gathered in a little corner or something, like just general like stambling around, half trying to fix things and then like getting distracted like a drunk person would be, I assume.
Got it. Makes
Sure.
sense. All right. So I'd say all that would be covered. I mean, there's a certain artistry to this.
It's
I'd say
a
that's all
fucking
covered under
8.
the roll. So you're able to pull it off very convincingly.
Yeah.
It takes you about, I'd say, a good 45 minutes, really, to apply the makeup just the way you need it, to position the room and all that. Anna, you would have to lay there. How long does your trance last?
4 days.
Oh,
Jesus
we have some time.
Christ.
As long as she has the feelings like she needs to feign death, like she's aware enough that she can tell it's like, okay, I need to come out now, but at the
Right.
max 4 days.
got it. So
As
you
long
can
as she
pretty
can
much
hold on for it.
activate at any time.
Yeah. She will tell Kid that you got 4 days of me being dead. Take advantage.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Don't draw penises on my face. Here's the thing I realized about the
Why?
death trance. No, she's got. Here's the thing I realized about the death trance. She's gonna be drunk when she wakes up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Slows
yeah.
it down.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a way to
Oh,
stay drunk
that's-
for a long time.
That's very interesting. Okay.
You know, I wonder if Anna will ever went into a death trance to avoid a hangover.
Yeah.
Or just delay it. Maybe that's how
So-
she learned it. Anyway, sorry, Squee.
No, it's fine. I just want to. I made a roll to myself as a GM because I didn't want this just to be me one way or the other. I'm just telling you guys I have made a roll that will affect his reaction, just so you know that this is kind of an up to chance thing. It's very interesting.
Okay.
Kid, you do a very convincing job. Takes you about 45 minutes. At which point you stand back, you survey your work, and you approve. Yes, Anna.
Yeah.
Actually, before she goes out, is there any way Anna could put like a camera or something in there that they can like watch the room, like at the rest of the group?
You mean
Yeah.
like let the rest of the group watch the room? Do we
Yes.
have surveillance cameras?
You
I
have
know.
lots of surveillance cameras.
No.
You have those little flies.
Yeah, we've got the flies.
Yeah. Teeny fleas.
So so we don't have to. I mean, like you wouldn't have had them on you during the room, but
Yeah.
there's no reason why Kid couldn't have brought one in and positioned it or something.
Mm-hmm.
So the rest of you got to see a good show of Kid going to work.
Making
And,
a masterpiece.
45 minutes of making a masterpiece.
Sure.
Like a very, very odd, weird Bob Ross episode.
Cool.
Making some happy little blood
You see,
spatters.
after about,
Look at this happy little blood tree.
Okay, Deadpool.
after about 45 minutes, you guys see Kid step back, put like a claw under their chin, and then nod to themselves, like it's ready. And then what? Kid, do you call them? What's going on? What's the step here?
I'm thinking, well, do we want him to like naturally like wake up, or should it be like someone like noticed something?
Oh, I'll slap the
or,
shit
like...
out of him. If you want me to.
I mean, probably better you than Kid. They might snap his neck.
Yeah.
I mean,
Whoops,
yeah.
sorry about that, guys. We're back. You
Alright.
guys didn't miss anything.
Woot woot. So, I will say, from what I understand, this part was a little hazy, but the plan was, of course, to have someone call for a doctor, being Xavier,
Mhm.
and then Lucas and Isaac were to be cops of some
Detectives.
kind.
That
Yeah.
Xavier would call.
Yes.
Yeah. That works
But
too.
this current step, which is why I'm asking, was a little hazy of what happens to initiate all of this.
Well, it's up to us. Either Kid calls calls for a doctor and runs downstairs. And so we need a doctor, or we wait for him to wake up and see what he does and ask for him to call a doctor, see what he does.
Mhm.
The cameras in the room might be handy.
Yeah, and another thing is, like, what we could do is wait for him to wake up. When we see him waking up and noticing everything and possibly losing his shit, then Kid can kind of come by, knock on the door, and be like, "Hey, I smelled blood. Is everything okay, citizen?" Or some shit. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I
Works for me.
kind of like.
Go ahead.
How good is that makeup?
Very good. Like, it looks damn convincing, especially from
Yes,
your point of view. It looks very good. Like, she rolled an 8.
I'm more questioning the physical makeup itself. Like, if somebody like rubbed a thumb over it.
I would say it has some a minor amount of durability given the quality of makeup she bought. So like think of it like foundation or like really high quality facial makeup or lipstick. A casual brush might not affect it too much, but like I was going to say vigorous rubbing, but that sounds weird somehow. But
like the intention to clean off will probably do so, but like a casual like to see if like is this real, and somebody like wipes across it, it's not going to immediately.
Exactly. Like don't they have like facial makeup that's just like that?
Well, yeah,
casual...
there's actually a lot of things like setting powder or setting sprays that help to keep it in place. There's actually entire lines of makeup that are specifically made to be waterproof. So there's a lot of durability, especially with high quality special effects makeup, especially if it's the fucking future, dude. Like this stuff is going to be hard to get off unless you know what you're doing.
Yes, we will say that this would be immune to casual brushing or moving. It would not be immune to inspection, if that makes sense. Like, someone trying to touch it and feel if it's real or not. But like, for example, if you were to move the body, that probably would probably maintain the illusion. That makes sense?
Yeah. Right. So maybe not allow him to wake up with it, because he's probably going to like actually. I'm not quite sure if he was going to smear across any of these things, but that's a low percentage I'm not willing to take. If that makes any sense.
Risky. In other words, it's too risky of a proposition. Yeah.
Oh, so what we can do is like as soon as he's starting to like show signs of like waking up, we can like actually like actively knock on the door and be like, and that's when we can interact with him.
Either that, or you call to the front desk and say, "Hey, I've heard of this horrible disturbance in room blah blah blah. Can you get someone to check in on them, make sure it's a-okay? You're just a noise complaint."
What the hell is going on in there?
Yeah, do the room below, because it's like loud thuds on the ceiling.
Yeah. So yeah, it's up. I'm not there, so I can't tell you what your characters are going to do. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to be called on.
So that would be a good one. Saying, "Hey, there's this person that's supposed to call in, and it's supposed to be here. A reason to be there other than I was in a room, because they probably know who's in what room, and this is a fairly secluded area if I remember correctly." So maybe just kind of going like, "Yeah, she's supposed to be at a place. I don't know where she is. And the last place was this."
Sure. I mean, this is such a. I mean, we're almost there, guys. We let's not get brain cramped over. I think any option that we choose, right?
I agree that any one of those would probably suffice. Just whichever you guys feel is best.
We just have to choose one. So
Mhm.
the thing is that who's going to call in the report, right? Is it going to be Kid or is it going to be someone else? Because the problem is that Piph, Isaac, and Xavier have to arrive at the scene later on, so they can't see our faces, right?
Yeah,
So
so then it would make sense that it was Kid.
it's Kid for sure,
Yeah.
because no one's come across her yet, right? She snuck up. Yeah. You're good. Yeah. So it's whatever Kid wants to.
Are you leaving the camera in the room so that it records everything?
Yes.
All right. Also, because, and I will say, because this is the Dragonfly cameras, whatnot. Everyone in the bar who knows about this camera has a live feed to it as well, so you can kind of just watch, because you've been watching Kid this entire time. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right, Kid, what are you doing?
Shit, what does that have to be my decision? Kid will probably contact the
Not aware of that department.
The angry noise department.
They get a lot of complaints.
I don't know if that's the same thing, Mackenzie.
Yeah, that's debatable.
Or just the habit, like, what should I do thought process. I'm trying to think of it quickly.
The hum-hawing of it.
Our plan to kill Squee and win the game isn't working. All right. Kind of
Damn
working.
it.
I know.
Oh, shit. I don't know.
That's fine. Take a second to think about it. Yes, Isaac.
Just flip a coin. Oh yeah, sorry. What's up, Isaac?
No, I was gonna offer if it's hard to figure something out, then I can just act if you want.
Well, I was thinking, like, it might be better to not involve the front desk with this, like, right away.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. All right.
I think it would, like, be best to, like, just straight up, like, knock on the door, like, interact with him, and then, like, move from there. Maybe.
Okay.
Sure.
Do it.
Sure.
All right.
So you knock on the door?
Yes.
You have to
everything.
Mhm.
Yeah. Everything else has been removed except for the camera, the special effects, and the lovely Anna.
Got it. You have to pound on the door quite a few times. Those of you who are in the bar watching would see it takes quite a bit of pounding to cause him to stir. So I mentioned this briefly. I want to let you guys know I rolled for this because when waking up in a situation like this, a person can react any number of ways, and I thought it was far more entertaining if that was somewhat random, though still to his nature.
Sure,
So,
of course, makes sense.
I just want you guys to know what you see was randomly rolled because I think it's funnier that way.
Okay.
All right.
So he stirs. He sits up. He holds his head a little bit, looks over and sees Anna. His eyes widen and he goes, "Oh shit, not again."
I fucking knew it! I fucking knew it!
It's recorded. Okay, please continue.
Oh, no. And he does this thing where he like goes to touch her but doesn't touch her and kind of does that thing where his hands like want to push her awake but he doesn't.
Bang, bang, bang.
Just a moment. And he like throws the blankets over her and then gets up and kind of wobbles a bit and then goes to the door and says, Who is it?"
Oh, God. Kid, after a moment, is just like, is everything okay in there?
"Everything's fine. Good. Fine. Go away now, please."
Are you... I don't know if this is, like, common with your species, but I smell a lot of blood. Is everything okay?
It's fine. Everything's fine. I slipped and cut myself. It's fine. Please go now.
Are you sure? I can call a doctor if you need.
No, it's this. Just go away. And he will like open the door, and you can see him, and he goes, "I am Prince von Merchenstein LeBeau."
For a moment, he just forgets who he is.
And then he slams the door.
Rude.
A murderer. That's who he is.
Rude. Okay. So
all right,
Xavier could have this called up, like what's happening in the hotel room on his holo computer, right, Squee?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mention that? Okay. Yes.
All right. From here, I think this is a perfect opportunity to now involve the front desk. Because that's suspicious activity.
It is. Or Xavier, the other suggestion is that Xavier can wander over to Lucas and Isaac, say, change of plan. They know I'm a doctor, but they don't know who you are. Say you're associates of Pa and you're looking for Anna.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so that's what I'll do.
So
Xavier will be monitoring, and he says, so change of plan. He's panicking. Why don't you guys show up and say you're looking for Anna? Because
Not
you
Anna.
work for Pa
Not
too.
Anna.
Not Anna,
Maribel.
but you know her
Maribel.
Maribel.
Very important distinction.
My brain tells me my brain has an oddly feminine yet pleasant voice that's screaming the word Annabelle in it. You're looking for
Maribel.
Maribel. Shit.
No, you fool!
With a Q-tip. All right. Anyway.
So, while you're going down the stairs, those of you watching the camera, you see.
Is he making a phone call?
No, Prince LeBeau is taking the covers that he's used to toss over Maribel, scrunching them up, picking her up, covers and all, carrying her over to the bar, and at that point it kind of gets out of camera view, but what you hear is doors open, things being moved around, the sound of heavy grunting, and a door closing.
All right, Xavier.
Did he just shove her in the cabinet?
I don't know, but all I know is that Xavier says, okay, fuck the plans. She might actually be in trouble. We gotta go now. And Xavier will...
I would like to act.
Yeah.
And go.
Xavier
I would just like to go.
Along with Isaac.
I should probably outline what I'm wearing. All of that stuff. I am bringing 2 6-shooters. And I am wearing...
What kind of 6-shooters?
They're STC.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He doesn't have his cowboy hat on. He has more of a a 1950s type or 1930s type style bowler hat on.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, trying to look like a cop and that kind of thing.
Got it. Okay. Lucas, what about you?
Lucas is now in a ridiculous disguise for a while, and now his friend's going like, we have to help her now! Change of plans! Runs off. He goes,
Great.
As he casually gets up, goes to the front desk. Sir?
And you're dressed in like the Sherlock Holmes outfit, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, sir. How may I help you?
I would like to go to the bathroom.
Oh my God. Are you doing a goddamn Inspector Clouseau impression right now, Ben?
Maybe.
Please continue.
Squints his eyes a little bit, shakes his head, and goes, "Of course, sir. Down the hall to the corner, there are several bathrooms."
Thank you.
He'll nod.
And taps staff twice and goes.
Of course. All right. Are you where's Lucas headed? Is he actually headed towards the restaurant?
He's going to look for the fastest way to go up from that point.
It's going to be pretty much the same path as the others, the elevator.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want to use like magic to hover or something, but it's 20 floors up. So
hovering Inspector Clouseau, just what the gypsy woman said. All right.
So you said that there were stairs last time, yes?
There are stairs. You said the fastest way. The fastest way. For most people, that would be the elevator as it moves at a pretty decent.
But we all know that Lucas ain't most people.
That's true. There are stairs.
I am fairly quick on the feet.
On the ball, one might say.
Yeah, sure.
Well, what's your speed value there, Lucas?
My speed value is 28.
Okay, I also need to know what your physical endurance is.
18.
Oh.
Above human average by quite some amount.
I'd say you could probably sprint up 20 stories with an 18. Because I was going to say, sprinting up 20 stories is pretty hard. I've tried it. But I don't have an 18 endurance.
I have like an 11. Maybe 12.
I'm pushing double digits, maybe. Sure. Tell you what, Lucas, just roll me a D20 and get over a 10. I'm curious. Just a 50-50 thing. Okay. You get there before the elevator.
All right, no, that's good. We want to rush.
Yeah.
Because at this point, Xavier doesn't know that Anna can wake herself up out of her trance. He has no idea, right? He thinks she's knocked herself out, for lack of a better word. He doesn't know this psychic shit.
She would have explained it to you guys beforehand.
Oh.
But you would know that she's not very aware. Like, for example, Anna doesn't know she's being shoved into a cabinet, except in the very general, like, you might kind of sense your body is being moved, but that's about it.
Yeah, no, I'll go with that. But so Anna doesn't know she can get out. But
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Either way, we're moving to action. All right. So Lucas gets there before us, but we're going to be moving to the.
But not by much, you know. So, like, you know, basically, it's almost like as the elevator hits the floor, because it's a glass elevator, you see an inspector rush past.
An inspector.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he's wearing that detective.
Lucas.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant another one.
Yeah, Lucas. No.
You could say Lucas.
Sorry, yeah. You see Lucas rush past.
Okay. Xavier will break stride and head over towards the room as well.
So, Lucas, you would get to the door first. And everyone else would be like maybe 10 seconds behind you.
He's going to take a few breaths, take a deep inhale, take an exhale, and then shine, shimmer, and glow to another suit. Actually, would he? No, he's just gonna keep this for now.
Okay.
He will take his stick and thump twice on the door.
There'll be a small pause. And what is it?
This is the inspector. I've had a call and ran over as fast as I could.
What? I mean, the door opens and you see that he's got a shirt on now, like a loose-fitting tunic, and he leans against the wall. Inspector.
You can see that he is sweating profusely.
Yeah. Both of you are. And he goes, Inspector, whatever for?
I have got an urgent call from these fan folks, as he points down to the other people.
Yeah, right about the time you guys arrive.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, there's nothing wrong here, just me.
Are you sure, sir? So, Xavier, I'm a doctor. I was having a drink at the bar, and someone called up for a disturbance. They said someone might be in medical distress based on the sounds. Are you sure you're okay? You seem to be Are you running a fever, sir? You seem to be very out of sorts.
Sir,
No, I'm fine.
I surely.
Oh, Lucas.
He goes. I'm fine. Thank you.
Oh. Real quick. There would also be the scratches on him, like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen here. I was supposed to meet my partner here 3 hours ago. Maribel, you ever heard of her?
No. Wait.
Weird.
Actually, I would
Should I roll intimidate or anything?
Yes, please.
Okay.
No penalties, just straight up.
Let's see if
Like
I get a
his
50-50. 10.
Fuck yeah.
And he goes, Maribel, I haven't seen her since she left.
She left? Really?
Yes, she, yeah, I kicked her out, more like. She was very rude to nobility. I'm nobility.
I know exactly who you are, but you kicked her out. How did she leave the hotel? Because I've been in the bar for the past 3 hours waiting for her.
Shrugs. I don't know. She left the room. Where she went after that is none of my business.
Where'd you get that nasty scratch, sir?
Yeah, that's quite an interesting scratch.
Evidence I see as he leaves.
Oh my god.
Perhaps, Inspector, perhaps.
Evidence of what? I
Who
got
knows?
this. I cut myself on a broken glass. I drink a lot, and there's broken glass. And he opens the door, and you look, and you see there are like broken bottles everywhere because I'm a bit messy, and I cut myself. I'm fine.
Sir, then I must insist. A part of my oath is to make sure no one is under any sort of harm. That could be horribly prone to infection, and if you cut yourself someplace else, please let me bandage you up, and we can worry about all this silliness with this inspector and this associate. I just really care about your well-being, sir.
Yes,
If you
sadly,
say
I
you're allowed, I
cannot
have no
enter the
reason to believe
room.
otherwise. I just want to make sure, I do my job before I can go back, and my conscience would just bother me too much.
Real quick before I respond, kid, you had a plus sign.
Oh, how much of the door is he obscuring at this point? He moved away.
He did kind of motion towards the room, like so you could see inside to see the broken glass and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Why? What are you thinking? Like, are you asking if there's enough space to squeeze past or something?
Technically, because if he's moving in, kids gonna
No.
go through.
He's certainly not moving in. He's
Or
staying
moving-
in the door frame, but he moved to the side so that you could see the room.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of like one of those things where he keeps his door on the door frame, hand on the door frame, and motions behind him while turning to the side, and then comes back forward. You know what I mean?
Do we see a lot of the blood splatter and all that?
You'd see at
That
least
would-
some of it.
Yeah, that would be on the
Yeah.
sheets and.
Well, the
some of
sheets are
floor.
no longer there. Sheets and blankets are no
Ah.
longer there. But I assume the blood was not purely on the sheets. So you would
Okay.
probably
Oh
see a
hell
little
no!
bit. Yeah.
I would like to make a roll for paramedics, just to make sure that my character knows something. Because if he knows what arterial spray looks like, he's going to bust in there.
Okay. Sure.
Well, it wouldn't have been from an artery. It would have been
Well,
like.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm.
Can't you just bust in and use it as a justification
Yeah,
anyway?
I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
I'll
sure.
just fucking do
first
that.
things-
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's what happens. LeBeau, I should really stop calling him by his last name. Von Merchenstein.
God.
Just call him LeBeau for the love of God.
Okay, LeBeau starts to answer Xavier, going, "I told you, I am Sir." As Isaac just kind of pushes through. This is
he straight
trespassing.
He straight up puts his entire hand on his chest and shoves him back a bit and enters.
Sir, you have just assaulted a noble of noble station.
Listen, I know the rules, I know the law. This is way too much blood for one person, especially if you just cut yourself. Look at the walls.
Xavier's gonna push his way in. He goes, "I'll be the judge of that. I am the doctor, and this man is absolutely right. I'm very sorry, sir." As he moves over to LeBeau's side, This is absolutely uncalled for. You should never put your hands on this man, any man in particular, but this man of fine social standing. I have associates at Noble Station, and that place is a very well-run ship, unlike here, apparently, where any man can just bust into a room.
Well, he's pushed up against the wall right now. And his eyes are darting back and forth. And he goes, "She's out of my room. There's nothing wrong. That's my blood. I'm fine now, as you can see." And he'll show that he's not really bleeding. And he goes, "I'm fine. My physicians will fix me up. Thank you. Good day."
No, I don't believe this for 1 second. And then Isaac's going to try and do a physical... He's trying to throw him to the ground, and he's going to try and handcuff him.
Okay. Well, you're kind of dealing with the pansy, so go ahead and roll.
So what
Just
should
don't
I
We're going
roll?
to do an opposed strength check.
My physical strength is 19.
Yeah. So I'd like you to add 6 to your roll, please. And get above it. Get 2. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So he goes, "Ah!" as you toss him to the ground and start to handcuff him. And when you do that, he goes, "Okay, look, stop, just stop, just for a moment, stop. We can talk."
Talk about what? Where's my partner?
I did not do anything to her. She did it to herself. I am a noble. I can make this go away. I can
No.
make all of this go away.
No. According to CCW law, your diplomatic immunity ends if you murdered her. Or
Kid?
attempted to murder her.
Sorry. Kid, you have a plus sign?
Yeah, this entire time, Kid's just been, moving in and sniffing around very dramatically and moving closer and closer to where Anna is hiding. And this is very purposefully visible to LeBeau. This is all for show.
Got it. He goes, okay, just get off me. Let me stand up.
He'll pick him up by the arm, still handcuffed.
And he'll say, "Look, okay, close the door, and we'll talk. And I promise you will like what I have to say."
Yeah, we'll close the door.
All right.
Xavier closes the door.
When you're done talking, I would like to do my investigation, as Lucas says on the other side of the door.
Oh God! Xavier will open up the door, impatiently gesture for fucking Lucas to come inside, and then close the door. God damn it! I know he never came inside. Jesus.
Thank you.
He stands up, he looks at Isaac, he goes, "You work for Pa, right? Pa doesn't want any bad blood or publicity between him and the monarchs of Noble Station. Yes, okay. Maybe diplomatic immunity doesn't apply here, but what does apply is cold, hard credits. I am a very, very rich man. You walk away right now and pretend like nothing happened, and I will deposit a sum into your account of 3 million credits apiece. And you saw nothing.
Kid has a plus sign.
Yes, kid.
So I'm gonna guess that Kid can find where Anna's been stashed fairly
Yes.
easily. I'm guessing it's in the liquor cabinet.
She is crammed very uncomfortably in the liquor cabinet.
That's
Yikes.
okay, she's unconscious. Kid's going to swing open the door.
And he'll say that. He'll say, 3 million apiece.
So let me get this straight. And Isaac is looking at Anna's potential corpse. You did that to my partner. Got your diplomatic immunity revoked. And are expecting to bribe an officer of Pause.
No. I defended myself when she attacked me, but such litigation and trials would be long, and I promise you they would be long and very bad publicity. So, I'm saying we settle this here and now, before my family exposes your friend as an assassin who tried to murder a noble of the royal house. None of us want that, right?
Ooh, big talk.
Xavier clears his throat and he says, "You're putting me in a very awkward situation there, sir. Although the money is tempting, I am concerned. Whether this was self-defense or not, how are we to know that you won't be doing this again here on Frontier Station in another month or two?"
I will leave, obviously, immediately. I'm sick of this place.
So you won't hang around? We won't have any sort of awkward confrontations with you? In fact, if we take your money, we'll never see you here on Frontier Station again, or likely anywhere else unless we happen to run into you?
That is my most adamant hope.
Xavier pauses for a moment. I want 6 million then.
He looks at you, does some, mental math.
Isaac will twist his arm while he's doing that.
I don't have enough credits on me for 6 million apiece. 4 million apiece. That's all the money I have that I can move without people asking questions.
Xavier shakes his head and he says, "No, sir. I think you're just screwed. I want nothing to do with this." And with that, Xavier will leave. And he is going to be whistling all the way, double checking, make sure the recording was on his holosuite before he starts sauntering his fake doctor ass over to Pa. I was going to let him get away with this, my friends, except he said, "Oh no, not again," which means he murdered someone. I ain't letting any groping my daughter is one thing, but this guy killed someone. So fuck him. I'm turning him in. I'm turning him into Pa. It's going to be perfect.
Draw the line.
Yeah.
All right. So he has left. What about that?
Which is worse? Groper or murderer?
Being both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A groper.
What are the rest of you doing?
Dead.
Yeah.
Just dead.
Anna's getting a crick in her neck.
She's flexible.
He looks at the rest of you. He goes, "My family is very powerful. We can make this, like I said, out for the truth, which was an assassin from Pa who tried to murder a noble family."
We could. Or there's something you can do for us. For me, I think.
What?
I just lost my best friend, my partner. And I know all about this little thing you had going on with that kid. How she wanted some kind of bracelet.
What?
Wait, hang on, hold up.
Hang on, hold up.
That might be a little suspicious.
That might
Yeah,
be a
that
little
might be too far.
suspicious. Alright, fine.
He did bring up the bracelet to Anna, but I don't know if she would have brought that up to them.
Well, but he's still.
He's the partner.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
No. I mean, all of you knew that. Oh wait. No.
Mhm.
Wait. No. Only Anna and Xavier at this point would know that Susanna was going after the bracelet. Isaac wouldn't know that.
But he told Anna.
But would Anna at
Anna
any
did-
point tell
But
you guys?
Isaac is her partner.
No, we're
In
saying
this
we're
story.
saying Isaac doesn't know. We're not
Yeah,
saying
we're-
you can't pretend you don't
But-
know. We mean your character literally doesn't know.
But
Yeah.
Xavier told the story with the bracelet.
No, but
we don't know
Xavier's-
that the guy has
okay,
it.
hang on, because it has been a week. Yes,
Yeah.
but not even Xavier knew. She
But I
was
already
doing
said
this-
that I know the... Alright, never mind.
Hang on.
Just never
hang
mind.
on. Wait, no. Let me explain. Because it has been a week. Xavier didn't even know Susanna was trying to get the bracelet back until that conversation in the jail cell, and he hasn't mentioned anything about it to anyone else.
That's true. I haven't. That could be my bad, but I really didn't mention that. And unfortunately, with this whole setup, Xavier wouldn't have a chance to mention it either.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be difficult here.
No. We have to just be consistent, because if there's no consistency, then we're screwed, right?
Right. All right. He would look around and he'd go, "That man's for $1 million just became yours, all of yours."
Sorry, who was he saying that to?
Everyone who's left in the room. So Kid,
Oh, okay.
Lucas, and Isaac.
The inspector clicks his staff 2 times. I will now begin my investigation.
No.
As then he takes a monocle in one eye, turns over to the dead body. Ah, evidence.
Yes. Look, fine. You guys don't want the money? Don't take the money. We'll settle this in court, and Paw's reputation will be ruined.
I do not know nothing about this. I'm my own investigator. As he then, goes over, I'll be taking this evidence. And he picks up Anna.
Oh my god.
Okay, what do you do after you pick her up?
He then shuffles over to the doorway and goes, "Is there any other evidence? I shall go check." As he then scans the room a little bit.
What is he doing?
Gathering evidence.
If we don't have a deal, I must insist you put that body down, as it is evidence of my assassination attempt.
Kid's gonna pipe up real quick and go, if she was trying to kill you, then why did you shove her in a cupboard?
Because my family deals with assassination attempts, and we try to deal with it quietly. Our reputation is everything, and if anyone found out that someone got so close to me, others might try. So I was trying to keep it quiet. You guys are not letting that happen. And his eyes are darting around wildly.
Mm-hmm.
So you get assassinated regularly and have many of these bodies?
That's not what I said.
That's
Dad's like trying to go back over what he just said.
I think.
Pretty sure.
I hope.
All right.
Well, if there's no more evidence, I shall bid you adieu.
Sir, you can't. Sir! You can't do anything. He's handcuffed and being held by Isaac.
Yeah, by the way, Xavier isn't there, but if anyone wants to beat the shit out of this guy, I'm not going to say no.
The inspector drags out the dead body.
All right. Piph leaves with the body. What do
Yay,
Isaac
Anna.
and Kid do?
Kid's gonna look at him and go, I won't say anything. And then holds out a hand.
He kind of like motions that his hands are still cuffed. And he then says, wait, no, it doesn't matter. If one of you say anything, then it's pointless. No, my family will simply have to cover this. I mean, reveal this for what it is. I'm not offering you a single dime. Because dimes are a thing. Credit.
Kid looks at him, shrugs, goes, oh, that's unfortunate. I guess you can kill them yourselves. Starts
What?
walking out.
What? He looks like scarily scared from Kid to Isaac, who he's starting to notice how big and strong Isaac is. And he's handcuffed and helpless.
Striking and handsome, and my goodness, is that new hat, sir?
Get yourself a shock stick and meet me in the bedroom.
I got a neuro stick with your name on it, big boy. Winky face.
You beat me to it.
And then there was Prince Van Merchenstein LeBeau and Isaac Redfield.
Oh, God.
So, without all of them, it would just be me,
Yep,
right?
just you.
No, he's asking.
Oh. He shakes his head and he goes, no. They took the body. There's no way to handle this quietly now. My family is going to have to get involved. I'm not offering you a single credit. You should have taken my offer when you...
I would like to punch him.
Okay, well, you punch him. I mean...
Yeah, I need to roll, though.
Roll.
Go ahead and roll, because there's always a 1, I guess.
And there's always a natural 20.
That's very true.
17?
Nope. And nope.
Yay.
So 1d4 plus 7. 9.
So that's
How many teeth did he lose?
that's half his SDC to the face. Yeah, he's got
You
a
knock
very-
him out, Isaac? No, you only rolled an 11.
Unfortunately not. He's got a broken nose, and blood is now starting to gush from it. Like, those, like those in the movies, like a good nosebleed. It looks like that. He goes, why?
I know.
Because I felt like it.
You don't know who you're messing with. I am Prince von Merchenstein LeBeau. My family would see you burn.
Do you even know who I am?
He stops.
No, you don't. And, I mean,
find
the
out.
evidence is there. We can get rid of your diplomatic immunity right now. So you're nothing. How does it feel?
He looks at you wildly and spits blood in your face. He goes, "I'll not go down for that, bitch."
He done
If
called
you
you a bitch.
If you want, Kid can absolutely break him in half.
No.
Say.
Don't kill
No,
him.
we're not going to kill him, no.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll give you to the count of 20. Make it sporting-like, and he's going to take out one of his revolvers and cock it.
What? But I'm handcuffed.
I know. So why don't you get off my station?
So, Kid
Mm-hmm.
and Lucas
They're 100% standing right at the door, by the way.
see a man in fancy trousers, a loose-fitting shirt, blood gushing down his neck, handcuffed, running down the hall and out the hotel lobby.
Wait, no. Before he goes past them, can Kid try and trip him?
Sure. Just do a simple roll to hit.
Hang on, let me double check that real quick. You could just load anytime. Cheat, please. I just need my to strike. That's it. Okay, not what I thought. Yeah.
Alright. He'll try and dodge. Nope. Sense of balance? Yes. So your trip catches him, and he stumbles about 6 steps before catching himself and looking at you wild-eyed and running off.
The last thing he sees before he turns around is Isaac coming out of the room.
Yeah. He runs.
So,
yeah.
there you go.
So first things first. Inferno, I'm gonna get to you in just a moment.
No,
I would like to
it's
know.
a long walk over to pause. It's no
Yeah.
big deal.
What is Lucas doing with the evidence, i.e., Anna?
Well, they need to get it out of the room somehow.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not waking up anytime soon.
well, I was gonna say, we do have a room reserved for 7 days.
We do. Yeah, my treat to you, buddy Anna. Of course, you don't know that yet. And I
I'm
have
sure
the
you
literal
won't let me
card on
forget
me.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember that
By the
one
way,
time you were passed out?
Can you imagine Xavier's like, by the way, you owe me 4.
By the way, you owe me a drink.
A 14 grand drink. No, just kidding. No, Xavier would. But
Response,
unfortunately,
all right, next time we'll trade places and you get to be with the skeezy guy.
but unfortunately, like Xavier is up for that, but he's like, for lack of a better word, out of the scene with the hotel card in his hand. So
Right.
he'll have to. That won't be an immediate option for
Yeah,
us.
just
right now.
throw
Well,
her
we
in the
could have
stairway.
exchanged that, like, on our way out. Or before.
I'm kind of thinking we don't go out the lobby. We go down a service elevator and out the back.
Or since LeBeau is running like hell, you could just bring her back into the room. Wait.
It's true.
Just
Like I
to
said,
think of
Anna's
here.
not waking up anytime soon.
All right. So then, in that case, you guys are taking Anna back to wait a bit. We'll jump over to Xavier.
Okay.
You're headed up to Paul's office.
I sure am. saying that this should be a high priority meeting to see if Pa can't fit me into his busy schedule.
All right. Darius will let you in. And Pa will stand up from his chair and he'll say, "So,
So,
did it work?"
Yes, says Xavier, but not the way that we planned. The idea was to simply publicly shame the guy. Then we had an idea of just scaring him out of Noble Station. Anna has a particular set of psionic skills, and she explained to us that she could pretend to be dead for a period of time. We would set up a mock murder scene. After this guy would have too much to drink, he would get up, he would panic, and he would hopefully flee Frontier Station, never to be seen again. However, says Xavier, something else happened during that. And Xavier will take out his holo computer, go to the point where he wakes up, realizes, and say, "Oh my God, not again." And Xavier will show that to Paul on a loop 3 times, and he says, "Baron von Merchant von Asshole," says Xavier, "sounds like he just confessed to a murder, and not the fake one that we set up."
I agree. What murder?
"I don't know," says Xavier, "but I think this fellow has enough problems on his hands that he will not be pressing charges against my daughter. So, I have another option, a favor that perhaps you and I could maybe work out. This guy, this LeBeau, came to Frontier Station as a representative for negotiations. And this might be a little too underhanded for you to kind of spring this on him, because right now it's just a few words from his mouth. So, I have a suggestion. You let my daughter go, but she should still be punished for assaulting someone on your station. My intention is to take her back home to her mother, let her know what happened, and let the punishment stay on Palladium, her home planet. However, before we go, me and my friends will do an unofficial investigation and find out exactly who LeBeau actually murdered. And no more of this stage stuff. We'll do an actual legit investigation, dig into his background, figure things out, and anything that we discover we'll give to you, which you can use as an advantage in your negotiations. Also, it's very likely that LeBeau might not ever show his face on Frontier Station again due to the shame of everything that just happened. Either way, you're in a pretty winning situation here, Paul.
Actually, this is a very complicated situation.
Well, let's see if we can't tease it apart together, says Xavier confidently.
He nods. He'd say, "This is the first time LeBeau himself has come to this station. And since he's only been here, I'd say 2 weeks, unless he's been very productive, I'd be willing to bet that second, or however many real murders, might not have occurred here. If, by all means, you want to launch an investigation, I welcome it. But, Xavier, you and I are both of a certain background.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to hide an incident like that and you had the backing and money of nobility, how good of a job do you think you could do?"
Xavier pauses for a moment and say, "Well, it's a pretty high order, but, if you asked me this 3 years ago, I would say pretty low, but our recent adventures have had us do some pretty astronomical things. This actually seems pretty minor in comparison. But you're right, it's a long uphill battle. Is there any way for us to avoid it? Continue to voice out your complications there, Paul."
I do a lot of trade with Noble Station. If that trade were to stop, the station itself would suffer greatly. I cannot be too hypocritical or self-righteous and say that I don't deal with murderers, because you and I both know that would be a lie.
Mm-hmm.
I have no like for this gentleman, but his family is necessary. I can bar him from my station, maybe, without causing too much of a stir, especially given, well, the reports I'm receiving. He said, "Do you know anything about LeBeau running half-naked, handcuffed through the lobby of the hotel?"
Xavier will honestly say, I have no idea what that is about,
Well,
but it wouldn't surprise me having such a erratic behavior after being faced with, committing murder.
I am more than happy to release your daughter to you under the agreed-upon terms we talked about earlier.
Okay.
I would be more than happy to review any information you turn up on such an investigation should you come across any.
Okay.
My relationship with his family, however, is too valuable to the station to be damaged.
Sure. And we don't want to do anything to completely hinder that relationship at all. I understand trade negotiations and all that jazz. I said, Xavier. Well, I was just hoping we could give you some sort of advantage in the trade negotiation. Hopefully, maybe things will work out if we just leave it lie. Maybe he'll be so ashamed or terrified or erratic. I mean, the man's running around half naked already. Maybe he'll go back to his family in Noble Station, say he doesn't want to be here anymore for whatever bullshit reasons he comes up with, and they send in another representative. Your trade stays the same, your connections with them stays the same, and once again, your name is nowhere near this setup murder or anything like that. I just thought you should know who you're actually dealing with, and this guy is not only a cravenous coward and lech, but it looks like he's killed at least one other person.
Oh, trust me. In my younger days, I might have sent someone to deal with this quietly.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kind of leans back in his chair and goes, "The responsibilities of age. Xavier?"
Yeah. Xavier's like gonna look like, so I can go pick up my daughter then?
He nods. "She'll be
good.
released into your care. She has 24 hours to be off this station."
Xavier ponders. For old time's sake, make it 36?
48. I have lunch with Hart. Sophie. He wouldn't call her Hart. He calls her Sophie.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, good. Perfect. Excellent. Well, thank you very much. I'll start meandering my way down to her right now, giving you some time to set up the necessary communications with your security forces. Thank you very much, Pa. If I'm going to just upload the only copy of this recording onto, do you have an external memory stick or something?
He'll motion to several, his very fancy desk. There's several ports where you can download the information to there.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll say,
Xavier
I'll also have Darius go through our recent criminal activity to see if there have been any murders that might fit this on our station in the past 2 weeks.
Sure.
Or at least any that are unaccounted for.
I'll leave it into your hands. We have bigger priorities right now involving, my daughter and making sure she receives the proper, consequences for her actions. As Xavier stands up and says, and if we find anything else about LeBeau, we'll let you know.
He nods. Happy hunting.
Thanks, he says. And he'll depart and go pick up his daughter.
All right, cool. So while he does that, what's everyone else doing? We'll say as much time, we can kind of pull back more narratively now.
Sure.
It doesn't have to be. So what is the plan for the next step?
Well, Xavier will radio his friends and let them know that Pa has agreed to release Susanna, so mission accomplished on that regard. And he wants to make sure everyone's A-okay because it was a kind of a tense bribe situation when he left. And he'd probably want to know, narratively speaking, what happened and what's going on and what the plan is. So I'm assuming you guys fill Xavier in?
Mm-hmm. I think it would be a good idea just in case to make sure that Anna isn't seen like at all, well, like walking around alive for a little bit. Like considering she's going to be out for another 4 days, but like after that just in case he's like still sticking around for whatever reason.
Oh no, I'll let you guys know right now. He somehow managed to get the handcuffs off and was off the station in less than 3 hours.
Oh. Well, still, we don't want like reports of it like coming back to him unless it's going to be like months down the line. I would prefer.
Well, he did threaten Isaac's life, so this might be the last. This might not be the last we hear of the LeBeaus or their money. But hey,
I will let you guys know and take this for what it will, because it could be interesting either way. Obviously, there's no police report filed. There's no dead body. There's no incident of any of this at all, except between you and LeBeau.
Mm-hmm.
Just the telltale he will remember this pops up in the corner.
So, I mean, like, I will say that it's probably going to be strange to him because he's going to be expecting an inquiry, an investigation, criminal reports, and he might even be preparing for that, which is not coming. Which can be good or bad. It's just how you guys take it if you need to deal with it at all. But as far as the public is aware, all they know was LeBeau came running through the hotel lobby and out the front of it, half-dressed, bleeding down his neck, and handcuffed.
Cool.
All right.
Mission accomplished.
Anna, when you do wake back up, you are drunk, and you have a pulled muscle in your neck.
Aw.
He really shoved you in there.
Oof. Before the 4 days are up, Kid would have cleaned off all the crusty.
Oh no, she would wake up once you guys put her on the ship.
Okay.
I was about to say, yeah, because we can't wait for 4 days. We have to leave in 48 hours.
Yeah, no, but yeah, Kid would clean her up before that.
So I just like the idea of like, I could wake up now. Or I could let this happen. Then I don't have to clean it up.
Well, it's only fair. She put it on you. She should clean it up.
Does anybody complain about her just not waking up?
Oh, I would show some concern. Why the hell she isn't waking up?
Kid would just repeat word for word what Anna told them about the effects.
So she will just know?
I guess. I don't know.
She should be up now then. Hello!
Singers, you know what Xavier suggests? This is narratively speaking. He suggests to Lucas, like looking over Anna's body, probably with his daughter nearby. You know, you hear songs, you hear of stories of songs lulling beasts to sleep. Well, this is clearly no beast. It is a beauty. So maybe if you sing her a song, it'll wake her up, Lucas.
That sounds stupid enough to work.
Xavier narrows his eyes.
Yes. Wait, she's actually dead now. Here's the thing. I kind of like in theory she should be waking up now, but Mackenzie wants to see what you do. I'm okay metagaming this.
He thinks for a second. You sure this should be what we do? As he then starts just like getting his keytar out and flipping a few things, turning a few knobs to like, looks like it's clicking to some sort of end. It's either all the way down or all the way up. You don't know.
Not sure if this is a good idea. Breaks out sheet music.
Are you going to play music?
You hear like fuzz amp, like just like You know how, like, you notice amps are way too flipping loud that you can just hear, like, it flick
Oh,
on?
the crackling.
Oh.
Oh no, kid's gonna just start walking away.
Yeah. As much as I want to wait for the music, I think that alone would be enough for her to wake up and be like, no, and then immediately fall back down. Just holding her, probably both head and neck, if that is possible. Well, she has 2 hands, so yes.
Xavier will look over that and be like, Anna, this is my daughter, Susanna. Susanna, this is Anna. She went through quite the ordeal to ensure that you're free with very few consequences. Say thank you.
Susanna just looks at the ground and goes, "Thank you, I guess."
Wow, she actually said thank you. I didn't realize that. Okay.
Now, say it when I will actually remember.
She's a bit of a lush, says Xavier loud enough for Anna to hear.
Look, Duke can drink more than me. You know how rare that is?
Susanna mumbles something under her breath.
Great. That's Susanna, I know. Anyways, and then Xavier will be like, come on, let me take a tour of the second chance and introduce you to everyone else so you get familiar, because we have ourselves about, it's been a few hours now. We have a little over 40 hours before we have to actually leave, so if there's anything that you need or you want or you need to talk about or to get over with, let us know. But
she looks up, looks at you, and holds out her hand. I need a bracelet.
Yeah. Okay. So. Okay. I was hoping we could wait till after the tour. Whoa! Just shut up one moment, he says to Anna as he turns over towards Susanna, and he says, "I was hoping we could talk about that after the tour. You know, kind of lighten up the mood after everything we went through. But this is what you really care about. Okay, fine. Why did you think LeBeau had the bracelet?"
His family on whatever a space station is.
Noble Station, yeah.
Has that and several other artifacts taken from our planet.
But I didn't sell it to them. I sold it to another merchant 15 years ago.
Who Mother said was a front for them.
Oh.
Fuck, I was supposed to say that.
Well,
she says that, not the GM.
I know. And Xavier says, okay, lesson number 2 is I'm going to have to teach you how to keep a secret. Also, but glad for not keeping secrets from me. Right now, if we want to get this whole bracelet thing, you got to be honest with me. I know it's going to be kind of hard because, you know, I am who I am. But
fine. Mom said that if I found the bracelet, I'd probably find you and to bring you both back.
Oh, your mom wants to see me again?
No.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know. She didn't say, but she certainly didn't sound happy about it.
Well, I don't blame her. I mean, she did break my heart, so it's no big deal. But, okay. So it's not necessarily LeBeau that possibly has this bracelet. It's his family, right? So you're just using him as a way to get in and get information, right?
Yes.
Okay.
His father is on our planet and has established quite some... what's the word? Influence. Mother was suspecting that they were doing it through some outworldly means, though I don't think even she understands, and she just looks around. All of this. It's a lot to take in.
So, Susanna, is this some sort of family war between the LeBeaus and the Herenatas?
She kind of looks down at the ground. You could say that. Kind of a... Not a real war with swords and blades, but more like sneaking around, political things. I don't understand the details.
Okay. All right. Did LeBeau tell you, and then he looks over towards Anna, or you, Anna, where... Huh?
just acting. It was literally she just gives you a thumbs up.
Oh, a thumbs up. Okay. No, I just didn't hear that part.
Oh, okay.
And he says, did LeBeau say where the bracelet was? If it was on his person, here on Frontier Station, or back with his family? Any sort of hint as to the general location of this thing?
Oh, the slime was very clear. It is currently in his family's museum on Noble Station with all the other prized artifacts they've gathered from around the galaxies.
We've broken into museums before.
We have? Says Xavier.
Oh, yeah, to get the sword. Or magic, not magic, dude.
I'm assuming this was when I was apart from your company, dear Anna.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. and then when she's not looking, Xavier's drinking chemo. Anna.
You join me.
I enjoy you? What?
Join.
Yes, I also like to drinky. But anyway, this is neither here nor there. Doesn't matter what our recreational habits may or may not be. The important thing is that if it's in his museum on Noble Station, it's pretty clear what we need to do, right? We need to get it. Now,
so you'll help?
yeah, Susanna. Now that I know that I'm your actual dad, we've had some. Well, we've had some run-ins with people who are bad fathers, and I have been utter shit. But with all due respect, I didn't know you existed until about, a few months ago. So, because of that, I want to make it up to you, and despite the history between you and your mother and I should make it up to her at least a little bit, at least so we can, put aside that bad blood. So yeah, of course, we're going to help you. Right, guys? Xavier says, looking hopefully, giving big
Anna?
old Xavier puppy dog eyes to Anna. And
yeah, I'm down for breaking into a museum. Let's do it now. And probably starts to get up and then just collapse.
Okay, Cassidy. Let's just.
I know that's not my name.
I know it isn't.
That's not my name.
Hop along, Cassidy. Anyway, Xavier says, "Okay, so tell you what. Let's enjoy the time that we have here on Frontier Station. Buy what we need, stock up, and maybe next visit we'll be over to Noble Station."
She looks at you for a long time and then says, in a rush with no breaks, she goes, "You can't just expect to walk into our lives and do one thing and everything's forgiven, but it's a start."
Yeah, that's all I can do, Xavier. It's Xavier. That's all I can do.
Whoa!
On the back.
Uh-oh. Good job, me. Xavier Control. We have a problem. Why do I name everyone with Z's? Okay. Xavier says, "I know, Susanna. I know that. But if there's one thing I've learned over the past few years, is planning things too far ahead is mostly useless. We're kind of go with the situation type crowd. So any little step that we can take to make things a little bit better is fine by me."
I shouldn't be here for this, should I?
You're fine, says Xavier.
Okay.
It's good that you're here.
At the same time as that says no.
Oh, well, yeah, there we go. Okay. Tell you what, says Xavier. I was gonna say, oh my god. Sorry, okay. I'm not saying this in character, but this is what came through my head. For being daddy's brave little girl, let me buy you a pony.
And that is how you get slapped.
But Xavier's not gonna say that because that's weird.
This is how you get teleported.
Yeah, exactly. Xavier will say, Okay, well, how about I show you to your room? We have a lot of space here. This is kind of a different dimensional reality to the exterior of the ship, so the inside's going to look a lot bigger than the outside. So we got a lot of spacious room. You can set up your own place. If there's anything that you need, any sort of luxuries or anything like that, let me know. I'll set you up. I'll make sure everything's, fine. You won't be want for anything. Your father has put away a pretty decent nest egg, and it's the least I can do. So name it, and I'll get it for you. And just promise me one thing, okay? I'm not expecting the world, and I'm not here to be your perfect dad now, right? I can't change who I am, just as I can't change who you are. But please don't run away from me. At least not now. Now that we're working together to find the bracelet, if you have any problems, if you hate my guts, if you think what we're doing is stupid, just tell me. Because right now I've noticed a pattern of you either sending me away or you running away, and that's got to stop, Susanna. At least for the time being.
She puts her hands on her hips, typical teenage stance, and goes, "You're so dumb. The whole reason I came out here was to find you. Of course I'm not going to run away. Gosh."
I guess I just don't get it, says Xavier, as he says, okay, come on, let me show you to a room. I'll give you an option, a few rooms, and
all the evidence.
And then Xavier will also make it very clear while he's showing the rooms, he's going to try to keep her as far away from Lucas's room as possible. Not because, hold up, this is the reason. Not because I think Lucas is a bad person or that he'd be a bad influence. The problem is that she's a teenager and she's curious, and his room has drugs in it, and I don't want my baby girl to get high on cocaine.
I gave it to the drug guy.
Oh, well, okay, I forgot about that.
Still, there might be more.
He does not know how much drugs are in my room. That is true.
Exactly.
He doesn't know he gave up his whole stash.
All I know is that, God, we're so... Remember that episode when we just got high on elemented dust? We were not telling... Oh, yeah, okay. And after...
You guys remember that episode where you framed nobility for murder?
Yeah, but that was funny. But, okay, another thing, too. After Xavier sets up Susanna in the room, he's going to bring everyone together, and he's going to say, okay, if she asks about this adventure, or this adventure, or this adventure, you don't tell her shit, okay? Don't tell her we created a religion. Don't tell her I got high on elemental dust. Don't tell her I slept with a bunch of space hookers, okay? Just keep it clean.
How
Half those
clean?
things, like, two of you don't even know about.
Exactly.
Wait, is Anna still drunk? Yeah, she would.
We
Wait.
didn't start a war.
Where are these hookers?
They...
What are they hooking?
No, not that kind of hook. Okay. Kid, I'll
Madam
tell you
Mom.
when you're older. Do you want me to introduce you, Anna?
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Well, I'll wait till you
Can't ask
Ask me
sober
again
up.
in the morning.
I'll wait till you sober up, and then we'll circle back on this. Okay. The point is that my relationship with Susanna completely hinges on this bracelet right now, right? And Isaac, with all due respect to you and your family, I don't want to abandon her or disappoint her, right? Eventually, the truth's going to come out, but I'm sure she's going to start asking you guys questions about me and all this other stuff. Don't lie. You don't have to lie. Just omit some things until she kind of eases into, what we do here and everything like that. Is that okay?
So lie until later.
Don't lie until later. Just don't tell all of the truth until a little bit later on.
Ah, half lies. Got it.
Yeah, okay. I guess you could say it
good.
that way. Just ask yourself this. Okay, before you answer any of her questions, ask
Yes.
yourself, does this make me hate Xavier or like Xavier? If it makes you hate Xavier, don't tell her. If it makes you like Xavier, tell her.
What if
I
you're
don't think that would
indifferent?
work.
Why? Why? Do you
What?
like something that I do?
What if it was like drinking? Do I like I
that's
like
fine.
drink? So, but what if something happened?
No.
And
I mean,
like,
alcohol
here's
is
the thing.
out of
You're
all the things I've
assuming-
done. Mm-hmm.
You're assuming that there's things that you have done that I will not like when I would like, but that might still not be clean.
You guys hear from like way down the hallway. Hi, I'm Ryle. Who are you? Susanna. Hi, Susanna. Want to see something cool?
Oh my god.
Then you hear raining down a fish.
Oh my god. She's gonna either think it's cool or lame, but even if she thinks it's cool, she's not gonna admit it.
What about cursing?
Oh, fine. She says, okay, listen. She got in her idea to get mixed up with Baron von Gropsaboob. So, I mean, she's probably understands that, adults drink and they curse, right? I'm talking about like the really, seedy stuff. The stuff that would make a person lose respect for their parents. So to answer your question,
Dad's a
Anna.
mafia leader.
Okay. How about everyone go with the does this make me like Xavier? Does this make me not like Xavier rule? All of you except for you, Anna. Anna, just don't say anything. We'll just have a drink. We'll have our we'll have our own. We'll just. No, I don't want to say don't say anything because that's unfair.
Should we wait till I'm sober to have this conversation?
Yes, we should wait till you're sober till you have that conversation.
Okay, I'm going to bed. Bye.
Okay, good night.
She just lays down.
As she leaves, I'm going to
Yes.
now make the drinky motion over towards Isaac.
If we're in the Starlight Lounge, yeah, no, she's just going to lie on one of the couches.
Yeah, I mean, we got that's what's there.
You fuck him next time. And then goes.
No, thank you. Not my type. At all. All right. I like that. Don't tell her I started a religion. Don't tell her I rented out space hookers. I realize I did so much shady shit that is not PG friendly, sir. Not even PG-13.
I like how starting a war is not even like top 10 Brad
That's
things to do.
True. That's kind of badass, though. But
yeah. Your old man started a war.
Yeah.
All right.
Anywho.
So, this is actually a really good place to kind of wrap up. I would like to know, to kind of so that I have an idea going forward. What is the plan from here? Going straight to Noble Station? Do you guys still have things you want to do in the 48 hours that you have on Frontier? What's the next step?
All I want to do is just do some shopping, which I can do between this session and next.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like the next session for us to head over towards Noble Station and stage Museum Crash 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Right.
That's me.
Got it. What about everyone else?
Oh, poor Dizzy Mackenzie.
I'm such a lightweight.
Did you wave your head around or something?
I don't know. I'm such a lightweight that even just pretending to be drunk makes me dizzy.
That's
Isaac.
hilarious.
You would know that the lunch with Pa and Hart that you weren't invited to was just Pa grilling her over details of Isaac. Like that was so who is he? Who are his parents? Where's he from? How do you know? What's this? Has he ever done this? You know, that kind of thing.
Okay.
What
Who's
about the
asking these
robot
questions?
arms?
Oh boy. Yeah.
They don't.
wait, no, it looks
if
like
they
human
did
arms.
talk about that, Hart doesn't bring it up. Which you'll notice Hart doesn't bring those up pretty much ever.
Yeah.
Pom pom pom.
Isaac doesn't bring it up either, other than to make sure that she's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
So,
she would know a lot of those details that he would ask. He's fine with sharing that kind of stuff with her.
Yeah, she would have told anything that she knew, but a lot
No,
of the stuff.
that's why I'm saying
Yeah.
she would know a lot.
Yeah. So, but luckily, Isaac's a pretty stand-up dude. So, all those things that Xavier has to be worried about, not so much for Isaac.
Isaac's the good one of us.
And he's the man who threatened a man's life and punched him in the face. And he's the good one.
We're
relative.
gray.
We're very gray, yeah.
So
I'm
what
so
we could
gray, I'm
say
almost black.
is, unless the group has other plans, we could start next session headed towards Noble Station. If you guys have
Really?
anything that you want to do on Frontier Station that you think of, either it can be done like shopping in between sessions, or if you think of something, we can always kind of do that at the start of next session and then move on. But just so
Sure.
I have a clear idea, Noble Station is the next destination?
Yes. I do have a question for the rest of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Hit me.
As far as the fake golden orb, do you want us to just leave it here on Frontier, or do we want to mail it
Oh,
to...
right.
Yeah.
to
I don't think we would mail it to Thraxis. That seems kind of right.
Yeah.
We would
Yeah.
contact his people and say, what you're looking for is dropped in this secure location. Come pick it up, right?
Okay. Fantastic.
Now-
Then Isaac will have to finish the device before we leave.
Yeah. Well, we at least before we leave for Palladium, right? Now that
Yeah.
we're off front, I mean, we can float around in space for a little while if we need to buy some time. We just have to be off Frontier Station for 48
Well,
hours.
Isaac,
Susanna.
you did the designing phase. Go ahead and roll Techno Wizard skill. Give yourself a +5, so make it easier by 5.
Okay. So I'm just going to shoot for this number. 61 out of 85.
Okay, so you can definitely do it. It's it's not a complex device. It's basically just a holding container, right?
Let me outline what it
Sure.
was going to do, because it
Sure.
is actually kind of obtuse, kind of complex, and he's definitely going to need Cathor's help with that, because Cathor knows about pocket dimensions.
Right.
Now, the general idea is that the fake golden orb is inside of a pocket dimension inside of this briefcase. Now, the way to actually access the orb is by scanning your voice, because we have a recording of Thraxis's voice. So, when Thraxis speaks after opening the briefcase, then the device will turn on, he will get his orb, and everything's done. But if somebody else other than Thraxis tries to open it, it will say, "Speak now," and speak this phrase, and they will try to speak it, nothing happens. They don't have access to the orb.
So it's Thraxis and only Thraxis.
Thraxis and only Thraxis.
Nice, that's clever.
Because
Right,
then if it's stolen, then nobody gets anything.
I would say it is a medium difficulty device.
Mhm.
It would require. So here's the thing: it will only last a certain amount of time on a charge, because if you wanted to make it perpetual, that's a very complex device.
Oh yeah, no, it
yeah.
would just be to retrieve the orb, that's it, the device is done.
So
the
we'll
only-
say to keep it simple, use the rules for a moderate device, a medium device. The PP to create it is within yours and Cathor's abilities, and we'll say that for 50 PPE you can power it for a month. And
Sounds great.
after said month, the pocket dimension spits the orb out into the suitcase itself.
Sounds great.
All right. And the lock itself, I mean, that's not something you need magic for. That's something you could probably put together just with your mechanical know-how.
Yeah.
So that'd be part of it, but that doesn't need to be powered. That would just be perpetual. The PPE would be for the pocket dimension.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go.
So I don't know. Go ahead and roll, see how long that would take you to make, and that'll determine if you can do it in the 48 hours or not. I think that's going to be kind of short for a medium device, but
Yeah, let
Let's
me
see.
double check the rules. For a medium device, it was average 4 to 7 days, 2d6 days to create.
yes. So do 2d6, please.
5 days.
It's going to take you 5 days to make that. Now, I will say this. With Cathra helping you... So here's what I'll say. Normally, 5 days, 8-hour days, 5 times 8, 40, right?
Mhm.
We'll say with Cathra helping, it's going to take you 30 man-hours to make it.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. However you want to divide that up.
Yeah.
So you probably won't be able to get that done realistically before you guys head off of Frontier Station, but that's not a lot hard to do before you head somewhere permanently.
We can always have it be pick up at Noble Station.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to take a day for us to be at Noble Station either. It's going to be a bit of a distance, if I remember from back in the day. Also, there's one thing we should probably chat before we wrap up the session, and that is Levine. And two major questions.
Yeah, that was
Levine.
my plus.
Yeah. Oh, okay. One is that she's on Frontier Station. What should we do with her? And two, now this is the big question we might want to discuss with her, because she existed as a person, a regular human being when we first were on Cyrene, right? In which she said, "I'll help you if you take us with you. If you take me with you, because I want to see the stars and stuff." Right? Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. Then later on, it finds out that she became a conduit for one of the gods of the Triumvirate, right? So now the question is, if we alter history in the past here, and Thraxis gets the orb, will the Levine that we know cease to exist, or will she still exist, or what the fuck is going to happen there, right? So the question is I think we should ask Levine, spell out everything that we have planned and what she wants to do, and leave it up to her whether she wants to live out the rest of her life or her days or whatever on Frontier Station or anywhere else that she wants us to take. Her, or she can stay with us and we can figure it out together. What do you guys think about that?
Sure.
All right, so to handle it quickly, because I have actually thought of this, she would say, she's, and Xavier, you kind of noticed this as you traveled with her, because you traveled with her for a little bit, off camera, so to speak. She's in a strange position. She is no longer a goddess, but she doesn't have the infinite knowledge she had, but she is incredibly wise for a mortal. Kind of like even the residuals of what she once had is still pretty enormous, if that makes sense. She would quite calmly explain that while she is not certain 100% of the outcome, she does know that when history is changed, since she is from the future, 500 years in the future, and there's another Levine right here, right now, it would be best if she and Elisa were to head back to the time of Zebron. And then when you give the orb and time changes, who knows what'll happen to her? Most likely, she will cease to exist, because she most likely would never have lived that 500 years, and she's fine with that. But if she were to stay here in the past, it might cause problems. Her and Elisa both.
Oh, yeah, Elisa, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So a sad thing is she would say that it would be dangerous for her and Elisa to stay with you, especially back here. And even if she were to try and stay with you guys in the future, the second history alters course, most likely neither of them would, one of them would cease to exist, and the other one, who knows what life Elisa would have led if she existed at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So her suggestion or request would be to maybe throw a party, and then whenever it's convenient, not immediately in any way, shape, or form, to drop her and Elisa off at Zebron would be fine, because there's plenty there to keep her entertained until whatever happens.
But can't we just take them back to their own time period? That won't solve anything, though, right?
That's the thing. Yeah, she wants you to, but their own time period is 500 years in the future where you found them. Again.
And it might not even exist now either.
Well, so the thing is, yeah, like Levine most likely, and she'll tell you this, without the golden orb, the chances of her surviving 500 years is almost nil. It's possible.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. But I'm more worried about Elisa.
Well, and Elisa, and this is where she'll tell you she really doesn't know, because maybe without the golden orb and the way Cyrene went, Elisa's ancestors would still have met through the ages, and Elisa still would have been born and just had a very different life. Or maybe they never would have met at all without the golden orb and how drastically it changed Cyrene. So Elisa might cease to exist too. Unfortunately, there's no way to know.
Yeah.
But
And
she
she's
is
willing
quite
to
certain.
do that for the good of the planet, right?
Exactly. And she is quite certain that if they are both back here, when history changes, that will cause problems, because that starts tearing things apart.
Yeah, the Corsairs warned us about that.
Mm-hmm.
Time travel.
It is complicated.
But it really is the best way to deal with this whole situation. I'm 100% fine with the fake orb idea. I just don't like our friends maybe not existing. Maybe they still will, though. Who knows?
She would give you a ray of hope, and she would say that I still have a spark of divine power in me. I think that a little piece of that never goes away. Who knows what'll happen? Perhaps I will remain somehow, some way.
Although Xavier says, hold up, Levine. Thraxus used the orb to create the godly powers, but isn't it possible, even though it's very remote, that the people on Cyrene could give birth to the Triumvirate as well? But I guess that it would be a different manifestation. It wouldn't be you.
I would not be there to become the vessel. And to be honest with you, given the chance to do it again, I would not want to be the one to misguide them that way.
Yeah. Okay.
It is possible that I will cease to exist, but I have lived a fuller life than you could possibly imagine. And who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the universe has something else in store.
Yeah, Xavier says. Goodness knows I've been given a few surprises. Looks at child. Looks at Anna. Drunk ass Anna. Okay, cool.
So it's nothing priority or necessary to do immediately or anything like that, but they would request to go back to Zeberon to wait out the changes.
The inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Maybe we can drop them off at Zeberon. At yeah, no, you did say Zeberon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not
yeah, you need to go back into the 500 years into the future.
Okay, yeah. Maybe we'll do that after the Palladium thing. We'll see. It depends on what we want to do, but it's nice that we don't have a time pressure for that. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay.
She says the time pressure is very slim, because even if Thrax has got the orb right now today, time diverges slowly. So you'd have years before there'd be any discernible effect.
Okay.
So.
Groovy.
Well, maybe not years, but at least months. So yeah, that's that. Okay, any other questions before we stop for the week? I know it's a bit of a downer note there, but hey.
More of a statement. I can't wait to unleash Lucas onto the Palladium world.
Yeah. Gonna be interesting.
First we have to steal a necklace.
A bracelet. Yeah.
And maybe what other valuable artifacts too, because why not?
They did say a museum.
Mm-hmm. It belongs in a museum.
All right, everyone. Well then, next week you'll be getting XP.
Yes.
Woo!
Yeah. Woo! I know.
So
it's
funny.
been a long time. But yeah, you'll be getting XP next week, and you guys will be heading off to another grand adventure where maybe you'll frame someone else for murder. Oh my god, that escalated so fast.
It was amazing. I was so happy.
That was
Like
literally
framing
0 to
another.
100 in my head too.
It was fantastic, and I love the role where it's just like, because I mean, like seriously, There's any number of ways he could react, and I was like, you know what? I don't want this just to be me deciding. I want the dice to decide this.
Boy, howdy did they.
Well, they decided that he's kinky, so.
That's true. Oh my
did.
god, the dice were.
God, that was funny. Why won't you be knocked out?
Why won't you
Anyways,
keep
thank you guys
doing
for
that?
watching. We will see
Oh,
you
God.
guys next week. Don't forget to check out. Actually, no. Riffs is on vacation for
Yeah,
the next
the 11th.
2 weeks now until the 11th.
Yeah.
So we'll see,
you guys
later.
then.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.